DoorDash days, decorate your locker days, and paint outside the line days. All at prices that will definitely make your day. For all of the above, it's back to school at Target.
Surround yourself in color with Regal Select from Benjamin Moore. Rich, durable, and effortlessly beautiful. Find yours at your locally owned retailer. Visit BenjaminMoore.com today.
Cubs baseball not too far away. Judson Richards with you. First pitch with Zach Zaven and Ron Coomer coming up here shortly between the Cubs and the Sox at the rate. The rain is behaving as of now. Currently, it's a comfortable overcast night, about 76 degrees. Time now to hear from manager Craig Counsell, sponsored by the Village of New Lenox, leading the way in residential and economic development. Here's Coom.
Counsell, always day off yesterday, and then we're getting to that point where we're closing in on August. How was your off day yesterday, and what do you think that means for your ball club now that we're almost to August?
Yeah, I mean, first homestand after the All-Star break, and some mixed results. But the days off are valuable for guys. Like, for example, we got Tuck 2 days off, and kind of coming off his participation in the All-Star game and stuff. Just kind of another little mini break for him, which I think is going to be helpful. And I'm looking forward to Tuck getting on it. I think we're going to see a pretty good streak by Kyle here shortly. So, the off day is valuable, and for guys like Tuck, I think especially.
We come here to the south side of Chicago. The one thing that is unique about this time in the schedule, and I was trying to think if I ever did this as a player. I know I have it as a broadcaster, and that's a long time, where we're really not traveling far, right? I mean, you can even travel back and forth from Milwaukee home, but we're not on the road, so to speak. Benefit for your group?
Yeah, I think it always is. I think, one of the kind of traps of a season, and the trap is kind of like the July, August, early September, is that you get worn out by the road and the here we go again, everyday nature of it, and then hopefully being able to sleep in your own bed for better part of 3 weeks is a good thing for our team, and just keeps the energy levels up a little bit, and so we're thankful that we get that nice feature with having another team in our city.
White Sox playing a little better. Obviously, they've had their struggles last year, early this year. You guys swept them at our ballpark, but they are playing better. They got some young players that are doing much better. Your thoughts on the White Sox in this series as the manager of the Cubs trying to go to the playoffs? Not, our fans in Chicago are going crazy over this series, but as the manager of the Cubs, how does this series look against just another opponent?
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that's started to introduce some of their young players, and some of the young players are playing better too. So, Montgomery, Vargas is playing better. Carroll, catcher, Teal, who's not in there today, but has been a good player. Maydroff, who's leading off for them. So they've got some of their young players kind of introduced to their everyday lineup. I think that's helped them a little bit with some energy, frankly, good young players. Adrian Hauser, who's pitching today, has been, a real find for them. He's pitched to a sub-2 ERA over 10-plus starts. That's a huge deal for your rotation, and that's what pitching does. It's just so every fifth day they're getting a good performance from a starter, which helps their bullpen, and instead of just short start and playing scramble mode in the bullpen constantly. So they're just playing like a better baseball team and doing things that better baseball teams do.
Now representing the organization, Jim Leland and A.J. Hinch are presenting Miggy with a customized set of cleats made by renowned artist Marco Turzo, made from several significant baseballs from Miguel's career. The cleats are presented on a base representing the time he spent at both third and first base in his career.
guarantees. We don't just care, we fight, we heal. At Loyola Medicine, tough is what we do and who we are. Visit loyolamedicine.org/tough.
Everything comes down to how you finish, and the wall covering, drywall finishing, signage, glass systems, and painting contractors at finishingchicago.com always produce a hit. Chicago's top general contractors and property managers rely on Finishing Chicago's industrial and commercial contractors to provide the most well-trained, safety-focused, and reliable crews. Before starting work on your next job site, check out their website, finishingchicago.com, your free resource to find quality finishing contractors. Proud partner of Cubs Radio.
Back to school is on the brain. That means new notebooks, pencils, new everything. And while the kids are getting ready to get book smart, it's time for you to save smart with Straight Talk Wireless. Switch now and get a free Moto G 2025 with 5G when you activate select plans. Now that's a smart call. Get Straight Talk covered by Verizon's 5G network. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Offer valid through 10/19/25. Taxes and fees apply. Purchase of gold unlimited plan or higher required for offer. Must activate the plan in-store at Walmart. Cannot be combined with other offers.
Febreze. It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up with the smell, and still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Cubs and the White Sox from the raid coming up in a matter of minutes. Judson Richards with you. Time now for Who Are You Banking On? Sponsored by Busey Bank, building business, growing well since 1868. I'm banking on Michael Busch, who's been scuffling a bit as of late. Our pitching matchup, sponsored by Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Enjoy the laid-back experience of Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. This evening will feature White Sox right-hander Adrian Hauser. As for the Cubs, lefty Shota Imanaga will toe the rubber there. Time now for the Around Baseball Scoreboard, sponsored by Great Clips. It's going to be great. It's been a great day for the Cubs.
Stottlemyre still wants somebody. There's Randy Johnson, the big unit. He towers over everybody. Randy's got to change his cap.
Oh, jeez. There you go. That looks better. Get that D-backs hat on, Randy.
Gosh, we've gone to Sea Dogs games since we were kids.
I've been coming to see the Sea Dogs for the last 30 years. Great experience.
Everybody here is just bends over backwards to help people out and wish the world was like it is right here at the ballpark.
We've always wanted to be more than just a baseball team. We want to be strong, active, contributing members of the community. And I think that effort is seen by the people and the fans, and they want to support that effort.
Well, if you look at the infield, they just came out and put, Diamond Dry everywhere except where McKinstry needed it right here.
Wonder when he realized he broke his chain. With an all-star bonus, he can get a new one.
I don't know what is causing this, but we have seen more bats leave players' hands at the plate this year than I ever remember.
Line shot. Got a chance. They counted it, though. They did.
This Odyssey Sports broadcast is brought to you by Geico. Switch and save. Get more with Geico.
And now, Odyssey and 670 The Score bring you Chicago Cubs baseball on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Ian Happ.
Base hit into right. Cubs win the ball game. Ian Happ, a game-winning single.
Hey, it's Nico Horner.
Diving backhand stop by Horner, throws to first to get it. Sensational play.
Hey, it's Kyle Tucker.
Kyle drives one in the air to right field. That ball is gone. It's a 3-run homer. This is what you came here for. Cubs game on the score.
Chicago Cubs baseball is presented to you in part by Benny's Beverage Depot, Nissan, Benjamin Moore, Hefty Trash Bags, Arturo Tire, James Hardy Building Products, Sea Glass Wine, Volvo, Sloan, Xfinity.
Gosh, we've gone to Sea Dogs games since we were kids.
I've been coming to see the Sea Dogs for the last 30 years. Great experience.
Everybody here is just bends over backwards to help people out and wish the world was like it is right here at the ballpark.
We've always wanted to be more than just a baseball team. We want to be strong, active, contributing members of the community. And I think that effort is seen by the people and the fans, and they want to support that effort.
Well, if you look at the infield, they just came out and put, diamond dry everywhere except where McKinstry needed it right here.
Wonder when he realized he broke his chain. With an all-star bonus, he can get a new one.
I don't know what is causing this, but we have seen more bats leave players' hands at the plate.
For the White Sox designated hitter, Andrew Benintendi. Miguel Vargas is at first. Lenin Sosa is the second baseman. Former Cub Mike Tauchman is the number 7 hitter in right field for the White Sox. Michael A. Taylor in center, and batting ninth, hotshot prospect Colson Montgomery, the White Sox third baseman, with veteran right-hander Adrian Hauser on the hill. First pitch next, game 1 of 3 between the Cubs and White Sox on the south side, right here on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Spiegel and Holmes on your ride home, afternoons 2 to 6 on The Score.
Welcome to Old National Bank.
Hi, I was wondering what you could do for my small business.
Tons. Have time to talk?
Not much. We're on a 30-second radio ad.
Oh, I'll get straight to the point then. Our solutions are customized for small businesses. Our services make financial management simple, and our pricing is always transparent.
Outstanding. Wow.
Yeah. So, ever been in an ad before?
Nope. How do I look?
Good. But we're on the radio, remember?
Right. Hi, Mom.
Customized small business banking from Old National Bank. Member FDIC. Get old.
Kohl's friends and family, listen up, because this one's for you. Right now, you can take an extra 20% off during the Friends and Family sale. Save on summer must-haves for your home. Comfy everyday outfits for your family. Smart favorites for back to school, and so much more. Yup, it's your time to save. Shop Kohl's Friends and Family sale today. Select styles. Offer ends July 27th. Some exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
Doug. Here we have the Limu Emu in its natural habitat, helping people customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Fascinating. It's accompanied by his natural ally, Doug.
Limu, is that guy with the binoculars watching us?
Cut the camera. They see us.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Dear summer, ready to get your adrenaline pumping? Toyota's got 25 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. Toyota, let's go places.
It's game time. Time to crack open a Yingling. After 196 years, the wait is over. Yingling is finally available here in Illinois. Look for it at your favorite bar or store. Yingling, the oldest brewery in America, and this is always a fun series. Growing up here in Chicago, as a kid, we never got to experience this series because, the leagues didn't play each other. It would be an exhibition. Sometimes, every 2 or 3 years, they might play. Now, packed house here on the south side. It's going to be fun. This White Sox team is playing much better baseball, and the Cubs need to get back on track.
Yeah, Cubs lost 2 of 3 to Kansas City at home before the off day yesterday, but they have feasted on the White Sox lately. Cubs have won 8 straight against the Sox, including a 3-game sweep in mid-May at Wrigley. 26 runs on 34 hits for the Cubs in that series. The Cubs leadoff man, is presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. If Michael Bush gets a hit, Binny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Veteran right-hander Adrian Hauser on the mound for the White Sox. He works on the first base side of the rubber. High leg kick and pitch, and Bush fouls it back. The Southside edition of the Crosstown Series here in 2025 is officially underway. Bush on the year hitting at .284. He's got 20 home runs, 60 RBIs. Powerful left-handed batter. Hauser deals, and the pitch is outside. 1-1 the count. Hauser 5-2 in 10 starts for the White Sox, Coon, with a 1.89 ERA.
Yeah, he has been a big addition to this White Sox team.
And the pitch, it hits Bush. Got him in the hand. He throws the bat down in frustration.
After Hauser throwing some two-seamers running away, then he tried to throw that two-seamer inside and never does come back. He throws that two-seamer to the lefties and starts out at their front hip, and he tries to get it to run back and usually does. That one did not come back at all and just stayed inside and caught Bushy right in that, I believe, part in that elbow guard, somewhere in that right arm, but that one didn't hit all guard, that's for sure.
So Bush at first, being held on by Vargas. The batter now, Kyle Tucker, who's back after sitting out the Cubs last game after fouling a ball off his knee. The pitch is low.
Now, when you look at matchups, lefties have done much better against Hauser than right-handers, and that's, you can understand that with the sinker ball and the two-seamer, but this, to me, is the matchup of matchups for the Cubs. Tuck handles the ball down really well, and Hauser's sinker should be right into the barrel.
Here's the pitch. Tucker swings and pops it up. Foul territory off to the left, giving chase. Montgomery, the third baseman, right near the coach's box, has a play, makes the catch. One away as Tucker fouls out.
Tuck got that one right on the barrel, and got it elevated, but just popped it straight up.
So 1 on, 1 out for the Cubs here in the top half of the first inning, just underway here at Rate Field. Seiya Suzuki will stand in. Powerful right-handed batter against the right-hander Hauser. Seiya on the year with 26 home runs, 81 RBIs. Hauser peers in, acknowledges the sign from his catcher, Caro. Straightens up, kicks and fires. Seiya swings and misses. 0-1 the count.
First fastball from Hauser to Seiya. That one had something on it. That was 96 miles an hour. You're not expecting that from Hauser. He throws a two-seamer and then occasional four-seamer with movement. But that one, that was a straight fastball at 96.
Seiya fouls it back out of play in the hole 0-2. It's 78 degrees here on the south side. Partly cloudy. A light wind blowing out to right. The Game Time temperature sponsored by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric, your trusted local experts. It rained a little bit in the afternoon here in Chicago. The pitch by Hauser, high and outside, 1-2 on Seiya.
His first inning is powered by Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated.
And thankfully, the rain has not been an issue in terms of
rained
impacting
hard
the game.
on the south side of the city, in the south suburbs today. But
throw to first, Bush dives back in safely.
Roger Bossert, one of the best ever do field work for any sport. He has this field in tip-top shape. Second base was a landmine there for a while when we first got it with all the rain. You wouldn't even know it rained here at Rate Field.
Hauser deals. Seiya grounds one to third. Fielded by Montgomery to second for one. And Sosa on to first. Double play. 5-4-3, and that ends the top half of the first inning. Shota Imanaga will take the mound as we head to the last of the first on the south side. Cubs and White Sox scoreless on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Chicago Cubs.
Left center profile sprints over. Oh, he lost it. He did not see that ball. He didn't even come close to it.
These interactions between De La Cruz and Tito Francona have been priceless.
Come on there. You got it there?
Yes, indeed.
And the ball wasn't the only thing that landed in the basket.
What in the world happened out there to Jung-Hoo Lee?
That's wild. I mean, you don't see that in the big leagues.
Proposal. Patriot Pavement Maintenance. Pavement maintenance and construction made simple. PatriotPavement.net.
Car accident? Call DNW right now. Slip and fall? Call DNW right now. Any accident at all? Call DNW Law right now. Don't hesitate. Call the 8s, 312-888-8888.
31-year-old left-hander Shota Imanaga on the mound for the Cubs as we get set for the last of the first here on the south side. Cubs and White Sox are scoreless. The shortstop, Chase Mydroth, at the plate. Right-handed batter, open stance, hits out of a crouch. Shota high leg kick and pitch. Inside to Mydroth, almost hit him. 1-0.
Well, game started now. Here we go. Here we go.
It's a fastball at 89 miles per hour. Here's the next pitch by Shota. And a high fly ball hit to deep left field. Happ goes back, looks up, and this one is gone. The White Sox strike first. Chase Mydroth, a leadoff home run, his third of the year. And it's the White Sox 1, Cubs nothing here in the bottom of the first.
Now, first pitch, inside fastball, almost hit him right in underneath that left elbow. And then the next pitch, this one in the middle of the plate, a fastball. They want it inside again to double up, but it stays in the middle. And Mydroth hits this ball a mile in the air, and the only question was fair or foul, and it just stayed inside the foul pole over to 330 mark down the line.
So 1-0 White Sox. Austin Slater at the plate, and the pitch. Called strike on the outside corner as Shota went with a splitter. A 379-foot drive to straight right for Mydroth. Imanaga deals, a swing and a miss by Slater and another splitter. 0-2. Shota has been lights out since returning from the injured list with that hamstring strain. 4-1 with a 1.78 ERA in the last 5 starts coming into play tonight. Imanaga whirls and deals, and the pitch is lined over the head of a leaping Swanson in the left for a base hit. So back-to-back hits for the White Sox to begin the last of the first. Home run by Mydroth, a single by Slater.
Yeah, and this is another pitch, just fastball. Shota trying to just get kind of settled into the game with command of that fastball. He's thrown a couple up in the middle of the plate. Both have been hit right on the barrel.
Edgar Quero, the catcher, at the plate. The number 3 hitter in the order for the White Sox. The pitch is fouled back out of play. Another splitter by Shota. Imanaga entered play with 12 consecutive scoreless innings. Saturday against Boston through 7 scoreless. And then had a quality start against the Yankees before the All-Star break. Here's the 0-1. Foul back again. So the count now 0-2 on Quero. Sox have been hot coming in. They've won 5 of 6 since the All-Star break. Entered play, leading the majors in runs scored since the break, more than 8 per game. The pitch, line foul off to the left by Quero. 0-2.
They're a dangerous team now, because, and the reason why I say that is when you have a bunch of young guys come up, they get a few veteran players, and, Tauchman being one of them, who we're all very familiar with, who's a very sound big league player. But when you get a bunch of young guys and they start playing well and start getting a little success, boy, that confidence is a dangerous thing when you're playing against them.
Pitch up high, snap throw to first. Not in time. Is getting back, standing up. Slater, 1-2 the count on Quero.
So this is one of those series where, the Cubs can get out to some leads, that would be good. But if you leave this Sox team and these young guys stay hot, this could be it could be one of them series.
Caro swings, chops one through in a left field for a base hit, right between the shortstop Swanson and the third baseman Brujan. So 3 straight hits for the White Sox to begin the game. The home run by Meidroth, and then back-to-back singles by Slater and Caro.
Now, last pitch is split. Not in a bad spot. It's off the plate away. Might be a little high, as far as the location. Might be mid-thigh, and it's what Shota wants. Caro hooks this ball. This has got double play ball written all over it, but it just finds the hole between short and third. So 3 straight hits for the White Sox.
Left-handed hitting Andrew Benintendi at the plate, the designated hitter. Imanaga delivers. Swing and a miss at a slow-moving breaking ball.
Benintendi was guessing heater. He didn't get it. He was way out in front of that one.
Benintendi hitting at .236 on the season. He does have 11 home runs. Men at first and second, no one out here in the first. And the next pitch is outside as Shota misses with a fastball.
These young guys with this White Sox club, and Benintendi, he's not a young guy in the league, but, they've been much more aggressive here lately at the plate also. And that's another thing where, they're hunting the fastball a little bit more.
A swing and a foul out of play. Second deck off to the left by Benintendi, 1-2.
And one thing, when you got a team that swings the bat in this ballpark, as we've seen for a long time, this is a very good ballpark to hit, and the ball travels to both gaps very well. Center field very reachable.
A long set by Imanaga, and the pitch. Called strike 3. Slow-moving breaking ball, top of the zone, froze Benintendi, 1 away.
High curveball from Shota, and Benintendi, he gives up on this pitch early just because it's up. And, this strike zone now is, it's totally different than it was, a few years back. The high breaking ball gets called all the time, and that one, you have a hard time swinging at it, and it's right at the top of the zone.
1 down, men at first and second, a 1-0 lead for the White Sox here in the first. The batter, Miguel Vargas, and he bounces one foul off to the left, 0-1. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers are brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers.
Sheldon's topped out so far at 90 miles an hour with that heater. Speed gun, as always, powered by Xfinity. It's seriously powerful Wi-Fi. Xfinity, the Wi-Fi is booming.
And now the 0-1. Vargas looks at a ball low and outside. A splitter that missed. 1-1 the count. With the right-handed hitting Vargas at the plate. Swanson playing deep in the hole at short. Second baseman Horner up the middle just to the right of the bag. Bush playing wide of first. The pitch. Chop foul off to the left. 1-2. The defensive alignment sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment. Material handling handled. Learn more at FitzgeraldEquipment.com. Slater at second base, Caro at first. 1-0 White Sox with 1 away here in the bottom of the first inning. Imanaga looks at second, and a bluff throw. There was no infielder near the bag.
Sometimes I know pitchers, if they're not quite settled on what they want to throw, they will fake a throw to one of the bases and kind of reset.
The 1-2 hit foul on the ground to the left by Vargas.
It's a little more difficult now with the pitch clock because now everything kind of speeds right back up again.
Are you able to guess right as a hitter when the pitcher makes that bluff throw to second?
Sometimes. The whole idea of it is to pay attention to what he's doing when he does that. And what does he come with the next pitch?
That pitch up high and outside, so 2-2 now.
Just like hitters, when you watch them swing, they have tells of what pitches and what locations they can handle better than others. Pitchers are the same way. They have little things you got to watch for that they will show what they're throwing or tip pitches sometimes.
The 2-2 is looped into center field for a base hit. Around third and stopping there is Slater as the throw is cut off. Bases loaded for the White Sox here in the last of the first, and Lenin Sosa due up.
a high split once again, and this ball just gets hit right back through the middle. I'm kind of surprised White Sox didn't roll and let him try to score on that base hit. This ball was fielded by Pete Crow Armstrong in deep center field. He's playing very deep because of the way the ball carries here. And, it was going to be a long throw for Pete to home. But the White Sox elect not to go.
Pitching coach Tommy Hotovy on the mound having a conversation with the entire Cubs infield and Shota Imanaga. Cubs wearing their alternate blue uniforms. The blue jerseys with the Cubs logo on the front left part. Red numerals and lettering on the back outlined in white. Gray pants, blue caps with a red C on the front. White Sox wearing their City Connect uniforms tonight, which makes them look more like the Chicago Bulls than the Chicago White Sox. Red jerseys with black sleeves. Black numerals on the back outlined in white. Black lettering on the front outlined in white. Black pants with a red stripe down the middle. Black caps with red bills. Bases loaded, 1 away, 1-0 White Sox. Sosa at the plate. Imanaga deals inside, ball 1.
Here's where you need a ground ball. The White Sox got one with Hauser off the bat of Suzuki for a 5-4-3 double play. Shota could use a ground ball at an infielder here.
Here comes the pitch. That's inside again. 2-0, missed with a fastball. Slater at third, Caro at second, Vargas at first. Sosa at the plate, hitting at .264 this season with 9 home runs. He homered off of Imanaga at Wrigley Field last year. The pitch, line foul off to the left. It's 2-1. The uniform description sponsored by Benjamin Moore. On the field or walls of your home, the right team and colors make all the difference. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs, Benjamin Moore. Imanaga rubs the baseball. Now puts it in the glove, sets at the belt, working on the first base side of the rubber, peers in, gets the sign from his catcher McGuire, works his motion, and the pitch. High fly ball hit to deep left center field. Hat races back at one, hops the wall. 1 run is in, here comes another. And the throw comes all the way home. And Sosa, the runner, was at second base. Vargas was there too. He did not move to third. Cubs didn't see that Sosa was in no man's land. But it's a 3-0 lead now for the White Sox after the 2-run single to left center field by Lenin Sosa.
This ball short hops the left center field wall. Ian plays it off the short hop, bare hands it, fires it in. The two guys at second and third both score easily. But the throw, as you said, Sosa rounding, he's thinking this is double all the way. And, the runner on first base just does not do a very good job, Vargas, of, following the runners. And the relay throw, the throw to the relay man, Swanson, goes right over his head, and it's kind of no man's land in the middle of the field. White Sox catch a break. Sosa should have been out at first, but he was able to get back.
Mike Tauchman fouls the first pitch off from Imanaga. Men at first and second for the White Sox. The pitch outside, 1-1. Sox off to a fast start tonight. A 3-0 lead over the Cubs. Still just 1 away. They're in the last of the first. Imanaga long set and the pitch. That's a strike.
That's the best fastball he's thrown so far. That one came out of his hand hot. He got out in front and finished that pitch, and a good downward tilt to that last fastball.
So 1-2 on Tauchman. Now time called by Tauchman. He steps out of the box. Tauchman spent the last 2 years with the Cubs. Now in his first season with the White Sox. Left-handed batter against the left-hander Imanaga. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul back. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score. The Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago's team on the Spiegel and Home Show afternoons, 2 to 6 on the score. WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Alongside Ron Coomer, Zach Zaidman with you. 3-0 White Sox here in the bottom of the first inning. Just 1 away. Men at first and second. Imanaga deals. Tauchman swings and pops it foul out of play off to the left. 1-2. Shota has thrown 29 pitches here in this first inning.
It's 78 degrees, but that doesn't tell the story. Extremely humid here at Wright Ballpark here on the south side. So that's a lot of pitches to throw in one inning for Shota.
Tauchman fouls one off his foot. So it's 1-2, and now Imanaga's thrown 30 pitches here in this first inning. You're right, it is a humid night here on the south side.
Yeah, we had a lot of rain throughout the day here in Chicago, as we all know. And it really changed kind of the weather here in the city.
The next pitch is hit to right, angling toward the line. Tucker, he races over, makes the catch, whirls, and quickly gets the ball back into the infield to hold Vargas at second base. 2 away.
Thought that was going to be a looper that fell in, but that ball carried out to Tuck deep enough where he can come towards the line and get to it. Nice play by Tucker in right. It's a big catch and a big out. See if Say can get out of this inning now with 2 men on and 2 outs and just limit the damage to 3 runs.
Center fielder Michael A. Taylor at the plate. Right-handed batter, hits out of a crouch. Imanaga kicks and delivers. A breaking ball that floats into the zone for a strike. 0-1. Luis Robert out tonight. Considered day-to-day with an abductor injury. The next pitch in the dirt as Taylor has to skip out of the way. 1-1.
Tell Shota's kind of fighting himself a little bit. You know, he's throwing a lot of pitches now. That's 33. That last split right at the feet of Michael A. Taylor.
3-0 White Sox. Men at first and second, 2 away. Here's the 1-1. Taylor swings and misses at a splitter. It's 1-2. It's quiet here on the south side. Imanaga along set and pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 as Imanaga gets Taylor with a splitter. A lot of damage by the White Sox in the early going. They scored 3 times in the first. We head to inning number 2. White Sox up 3-0 over the Cubs. On the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Listen for great Cubs guests all season long.
Sea Glass wines, delivering crisp, refreshing flavors that hit every time. Here's Zach Saban.
Great to have Judson Richards with us tonight. 3-0 White Sox as we get set for the top half of the second inning. And Pete Crow Armstrong looks at a strike from right-hander Adrian Hauser. A sinking fastball. Crow Armstrong, the cleanup man for the Cubs tonight as Hauser deals. And That pitch misses inside. 1-1.
Well, after split the pitch before, which is a new pitch for Hauser, and then, you go back and forth with speed, the split, and then you go high gas with a forced seamer, and Pete swings through that one.
On the outside corner, a fastball clocked at 95 miles per hour. 3-0 White Sox with one down here in the top of the second. Hauser delivers, and Hatt looks at a ball outside. It's 1-1. Hauser, high leg kick and pitch, and a high fly ball hit to deep left center field, but it's playable for the left fielder Slater, who makes the catch. Short of the track for out number 2.
Near miss for Ian. This is a pitch he puts the barrel on, hits it a mile in the air, but just doesn't quite square it up, and it's caught about one good step in front of the track in left center.
Here comes Dansby Swanson, hitting at .254 on the year with 16 home runs, 47 RBIs.
Hauser's done much better against right-handed hitters, but I would think this is a pretty good matchup for the Cubs also, with that two-seam fastball coming in at Dansby. Dansby does a very good job of handling the ball on the inner half of the plate.
Swanson looks at a ball outside, a fastball that missed. Now the 1-0. Dansby takes a strike. Another fastball, bottom of the zone on the inner half. So it's 1-1. 2 away here in the top of the second. 3-0 White Sox, the opener of a 3-game set, and the pitch. Low and outside. 2-1. Cubs swept the Sox in mid-May at Wrigley Field. Cubs have won 8 in a row against the White Sox in this series. The pitch. Swanson pops it foul out of play behind home plate. 2-2.
Yeah, I think the group that the Cubs played early in the year, this is a little different group now, this White Sox group, than they had.
The next pitch, called strike 3, sinking fastball that clipped the outside edge near the top of the zone. Cubs go down in order in the top of the second. Middle 2, White Sox 3, Cubs nothing on the score. And the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Well, if you look at the infield, they just came out and put, Diamond Dry everywhere except where McKinstry needed it right here.
Wonder when he realized he broke his chain. With an all-star bonus, he can get a new one.
I don't know what is causing this, but we have seen more bats leave players' hands at the plate this year than I ever remember.
Line shot. Got a chance.
What is it about baseball cards that make them so special? Why do you enjoy doing that?
Well, the biggest thing is I started collecting when I was a kid. O-Pee-Chee was a Canadian hockey league, and then the Canadian football. But I didn't start in the U.S. until I had signed professionally as a ball player. And when I got my first rookie card, and I've got it here with me.
Let's take a peek at that.
1956 with Billy Sorrell.
On Friday, August 1st, the Cubs take on the Orioles at 1:20. Up to the first 5,000 early arriving fans. 21 and older in the Budweiser bleachers will receive Cubs flip-up sunglasses presented by Budweiser. Be here for it. Here is Zach and Ron.
Thanks, Judson. Bottom two here on the south side. White Sox with a 3-0 lead over the Cubs. Colson Montgomery at the plate. Left-handed batter against the left-hander Imanaga. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball, top of the zone, right along the outside edge. 0-1. Montgomery, one of the hot shot prospects, getting an opportunity with the White Sox at the big league level, hitting at .275. 2 home runs this season. The pitch. Low and outside. It's 1-1. And Coom, he's been stellar since the All-Star break. A .304 average, 2 home runs, 10 runs batted in.
Yeah, he's, what the White Sox are hoping for.
And it's a high fly ball, deep right. Tucker looks up along the line. It's gone. Colson Montgomery goes deep, and the White Sox extend the lead. It's now 4-0 over the Cubs. For Montgomery, that's his 3rd career home run.
Well, you're just talking about how hot he was coming out of the break, and he gets a pitch up and out over the plate. And we'll talk about this first inning. Shota just didn't have his normal command, and now this pitch, a fastball, right in the wheelhouse of the left-hander. This ball inner half, probably mid-thigh, and this ball gets hit a mile in the air right down the first base line and just inside the pole.
Chase Mydroth at the plate, and he looks at a strike at the top of the zone. A fastball from Imanaga, 0-1.
And Shota just has not had the normal command that he's usually had. And always. I mean, usually his fastball and split command have been outstanding. He just hasn't quite settled in it today, and the White Sox have taken advantage of 4 runs already.
The next pitch by Imanaga, pulled down the left field line, foul. 1-2 on Mydroth, who started the last of the first with a solo shot to left off Imanaga. 4-0 White Sox here in the bottom of the second inning. No one out. Here comes the 1-2. Ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. So Mydroth with his 2nd hit of the ball game.
And this pitch, it's another split that stays up and out over the plate, gets a lot of the plate, and it's just hit 2 hops right past Imanaga and right into center field for a base knock. Another ball sharply hit, ground ball.
The White Sox with 7 hits. No one out here in the second inning. Throw to first. Mydroth gets back standing up. He has excellent speed. 11 stolen bases this season for Mydroth. The batter is Austin Slater, who singled and scored a run in the White Sox 3-run first inning. Right-handed batter, open stance, hits out of a crouch, and the pitch. Pop fly, deep right, racing back. Tucker near the wall. Does he have a play? Yes, he makes the catch right against the wall for out number 1.
Boy, and that'll tell you, I didn't think Slater hit that ball that well. Maybe he got it a little more on the barrel than we think, but ball went up, straight up like a fly ball, and Tuck had to go all the way to lean against the fence near that fan bullpen area and right to bring that ball in.
It fooled me. Edgar Caro at the plate. He swings and fouls it back off the screen, 0-1. As we mentioned at the start of the broadcast, the wind is blowing out to right. It's set at only 7 miles per hour, but maybe with the humidity tonight, Coom?
Yeah, ball really seems like it's carrying. There's no doubt. This is one of them nights where there could be a lot of runs scored for both teams.
Lefty-righty match up, the pitch up high. So 1-1 the count on Caro. You mentioned it in the first inning that it looked like Imanaga was fighting himself.
Yeah, he does not have his normal command tonight. He is that last pitch way up on out of the zone.
The next pitch, ground ball off the glove of Bruhan into left field for a base hit. On his way to third base is Mydroth, gets in there standing up as the throw by Happ goes to second. So Caro with his 2nd hit of the ball game. And now the White Sox have men at the corners With just one away and the cleanup man Andrew Benintendi due up, it's 4-0 White Sox here in the second.
Yeah, this is a sharply hit ground ball. It's a two-hopper to Bruhan on his backhand side. He gets down there to field it. The ball comes up on him and hits him kind of in that heel of the glove left wrist area and goes into short left. It's one of those plays, if he comes up with the ball, it's going to be a double play. He does not first and third.
Benintendi, a left-handed batter. The pitch, swing and a foul back. 0-1. Benintendi caught looking in the first. White Sox up 4-0, 8 hits. And we're not even through 2 innings for the Sox tonight. Men at the corners, one away, and the pitch up high as Benintendi had to duck to avoid getting hit.
Yeah, and that's not intentional at all. It's just, you're not going to throw at a guy with men on first and third and you get a left on left hitter. That's just a misfire.
Here's the pitch. Benintendi swings, loops one for a base hit in a right center field. Coming in to score Mydroth, and stopping at second base, Caro. RBI single, Andrew Benintendi. 5-0 Sox here in the second.
After the misfire of the pitch up over Benintendi's head, then a little off-speed pitch, and it's not hit all that hard, but just lobbed over Nico's head into center field for a base knock and an RBI. And as you said, this is a rare occasion for Shota. He's already been up 5 runs first 2 innings, 9 hits in the game, and going into this ball game in this series and talking to people around here on the south side, they talked about this young aggressive group on the offensive side. These young guys are up here, they're swinging, they're looking to be on the attack as a hitter, and we're seeing it here in the early going. Shota not having good command, and he's been paying a price.
Another mound meeting as Tommy Hotovy and interpreter Edwin Stanberry both went out to the mound to talk to Shota Imanaga. The home plate umpire Mark Ripperger breaks up the meeting. He wants to speed this game up along. The White Sox with a 5-0 lead over the Cubs. Just one away here in the bottom of the second inning. And the Sox still threatening, men at first and second. The batter, Miguel Vargas. The next pitch by Imanaga will be number 50 for him in this game. Imanaga, a long set, a bluff throw to second base. Again, no Cub in the area.
Flexen now warming up in the Cubs bullpen.
Former White Sox right-hander in his first season now with the Cubs. Imanaga looks at second and deals. Pitch low to Vargas. Missed with a curveball. 1-0. A reminder that all reviews in this game are sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. Caro at second, Benintendi at first. The pitch to Vargas. A bouncing ball foul off to the left. 1-1. Mentioned Mark Ripperger, the home plate umpire tonight. Nick Marley is at first. The crew chief, Vic Carapazza, is manning second. And the umpire at third base is Brian Walsh. 5-0 White Sox, 1 down, 2 on. Here in the bottom of the second inning. Vargas waits for the 1-1. Here it comes, and he looks at a strike fastball on the inside edge, top of the zone.
First time Shota has hit that inside corner up. That's like his patented fastball that he lives with, and that's the first one now in how many pitches we got here now? 52 pitches that he's made that pitch on the inside corner to a righty.
The next pitch to Vargas, a breaking ball foul back out of play. 1-2 the count. Vargas singled in the first. Right-handed batter, upright stance, very little bend at the knees. Imanaga looks at second. That's where Caro is. And now the pitch. And a high fly ball hit to deep left. Happ going back, makes the catch right along the edge of the track for out number 2. The runners retreat back to their bases. Caro to second, Benintendi to first. And that'll bring up Lenin Sosa with 2 away and 2 on for the White Sox here in the second.
That's the fastball right in the middle of the plate, but at the top of the zone, and Vargas gets on top of the ball. Cubs a little fortunate that this ball didn't have backspin on it. He hit it with some topspin, and it forced it to come back down towards Ian as he caught it right on the edge of the track.
Sosa had a 2-run single in the White Sox 3-run first inning. Right-handed batter. Hits out of a crouch. Imanaga a long set and pitch. A breaking ball that floats into the zone for a strike. Curveball at 70 miles per hour. Sosa wearing bright neon green shoes tonight with a neon green sleeve on his right arm.
Friday night ensemble kind of Bulls colors. Do you?
It definitely does not match, if that's what you're trying to say.
I am. Yeah.
Here's the 0-1. A ground ball hit on the right side, fielded by Horner. He slings to first in time for the third out. But the White Sox tack on 2 more. They lead the Cubs 5-0 after 2 on the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Start your mornings with Cubs Talk. Mully and Haw, mornings 5.
I can't imagine transitioning from loving baseball cards to then knowing it's inevitably coming that you're going to be on baseball cards. What was that moment like for you?
Yeah, I think the first card I saw was when they did something for USA Baseball, and then now seeing my face, seeing me playing baseball on a card, it was surreal. It wasn't that it was that moment where like, wow, this is really something.
In the third, Who's on Deck, brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit timbertech.com. Here is Zach Zaidman.
Judson, thank you. Cubs playing catch-up here on the south side. It's the White Sox with a 5-0 lead as we begin the top half of the third inning. Shota Imanaga with a rough start so far over the first 2 innings. Gave up 3 in the first, 2 more in the second. Righty-righty matchup with Horner at the plate. Hauser on the mound, and the first pitch in there for a strike, sinking fastball.
Well, I will say this. If there's a ballpark that you would want to try to play catch-up and you need to hit some home runs to get you back in the game, this is a good park for it.
Horner swings, and it's a pop fly, shallow right. Drifting back is the second baseman, and Sosa makes an over-the-head catch. Tauchman was charging from deep right, and Sosa came out of nowhere to make that play.
Yeah, Sosa's playing up the middle, and he goes a long way to get this ball. He calls it kind of late. Tauchman was not going to be able to make that catch, and Sosa kind of bails everybody out on a really nice running catch in short right field.
So here's Reese McGuire, one-time White Sox player. Left-handed hitting Cubs catcher. 5-0 White Sox with 1 down here in the third. The pitch called strike. Fastball at the bottom of the zone. 0-1. Guys, we've got to play the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Hauser delivers, and McGuire fouls out of play off to the left in the hole. 0-2.
You want to take a stab at it?
I'm going to go 38,500. Hauser's ready. Here comes the 0-2. McGuire hits a roller up the first base line, fielded behind the bag by Vargas. The underhand toss to Hauser, covering 2 away.
I will go 36,500.
All right. Vidal Brujan will stand in with 2 away here in the top of the third. White Sox up 5-0. Judson, what's your guess tonight?
I'm going to go 37,001. One person said, you know what? I got to be here tonight. 37-1.
Hauser works his motion, and Brujan taps it. Foul at the plate. I think that one got a piece of his foot.
It's that extra pass list that you had today. Just put it right over the top.
And they said, and you are?
I've been there. Rich Wyatt is our engineer tonight, helping us blast through the speakers of your radio as well as all of your smart devices. And we'll get Rich's guess after this pitch by Hauser to Brujan. And it's low, 1-1.
I'm going to go 39,000.
All right, so the guesses are in this highly competitive Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game. Good luck, men.
Rich was out last night. He's a lot more passes than each other.
Here's the 1-1. That's lowered inside to Brujan. 2-1 the count. Brujan, the third baseman for the Cubs today. Hitting from the left side right now against the right-hander Hauser. And the pitch. Chopped on the left side. Charging Mydroth. Running throw to first. Is in time to get Brujan. Throw appeared a little high. Cubs saying, hold on. Are they going to challenge this play? They're waiting to hear from their replay man, Alex Smith, in the tunnel. And the Cubs are electing to challenge this play.
Now, the only thing I can think of is this throw is up and takes him off the bag at first. Vargas stretches out and then has to reach up, which is, not exactly what you look to do. You want to see the ball coming and then stretch at the ball as it's coming. And he stretched out and then had to go up. And I think that might have, I'm guessing, pulled him just off the bag a little bit. And, yep, that's exactly what happened. He's up off the bag. And Brujan's going to be safe at first. That's going to be an error on a shortstop.
They're taking a second look. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. And if the call is overturned, it'll mark the first hit of the game for the Cubs. No, excuse me, it'll be an error. It'll be an error on Mydroth. So the Cubs will still be looking for their first hit.
I don't know what's taking so long here. This one was about as obvious as they come.
Sometimes
I know Nick Marley looking up the scoreboard. I know he's probably like, how did I miss that one?
Sometimes I think what happens in New York, they have a bunch of replays from different games that all come in at the same time.
Sure, we'll go with that.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe. The Chicago Cubs retain their challenge.
So, I mean, that makes the most sense to me. That, by the way, was the Cruci Vic Carapazza that you heard, and Kuma's right. The call overturned, clear as day.
Wow, and they gave that a base hit, too.
So remember when I said it was going to be an error on Mydroth? Forget that. That is the Cubs' first hit of the game. Infield single for Brujan. He's at first with good speed.
I wouldn't put it in ink, though.
Well,
that one's
I
one
did.
of them.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Michael Busch swings. Ground ball to second. Routine for Sosa. He's flipped to first in time. And that's that. The top half of the third inning is over. Cubs leave 1, middle 3. White Sox 5, Cubs nothing. On the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago. This is Kyle Tucker.
Oppo Taco.
I'm going to guess it's an opposite field, upper deck, maybe something like a...
Yeah, home run to the opposite field. You got it.
This is a good one, a hack.
I don't know. I mean, is it the same as like the layman's term hack, like a bad chef?
You've guessed correctly.
Okay.
Someone's a hack, someone that's just mailing it in.
Yeah.
They're not putting their heart into it.
All right, I got a couple packs of 1986 Topps baseball cards. Let's open them up and see who's in here. I love the bubble gum. Oh my. Tom Seaver, but with a White Sox uniform on. The franchise for the Mets. I played with him in 1983, my rookie season. I was just in awe with these guys when I saw them in spring training and got a chance to play with them. Baseball cards of memories.
Our 6:40 start this evening walks us up to a temp of about 78 degrees here at the Rate. Time and Temp, sponsored by Circus Sports Illinois. Bet like the pros and download the Circus Sports app today. Zach?
Thank you very much, Judson. Mike Talkman at the plate to begin the bottom of the third, and he looks at a breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. All White Sox so far tonight, a 5-0 lead over the Cubs. Shota Imanaga has had difficulty fighting his command over the first 2 innings. The next pitch is a check swing on appeal. He offered, says Brian Walsh, the third base umpire, so the count 0-2 on Talkman, who's hitting at .283 in his first season with the White Sox with 5 home runs. Imanaga deals. Pop foul out of play off to the left second deck by Talkman. Count remains 0-2. Imanaga peers in, acknowledges the sign from McGuire, and deals. Talkman swings and fouls one back just to the left of us. Out of play. I saw you get out of your seat, Coom. You thought perhaps there was a chance.
Well, our neighbors next to us, yeah.
That pitch up high. 1-2 the count on Talkman.
Make sure they could get out from under the table.
Elio and Jorge in our Spanish radio booth. Almost had a souvenir. Lined foul off the netting to the left by Talkman. 1-2 strikes the count.
Great to have them here on the south side. They've been doing a lot of games, a lot of road games. Some this year on the road instead of just being at Wrigley, which is great. Oh, he's a great guy. Great to see him.
The 1-2 by Shota, fouled back off the screen by Talkman. Yeah, they were good luck last time we saw them on the road, right before the All-Star break at Yankee Stadium. Cubs took 2 of 3 against the Bronx Bombers. Now time call by Talkman, steps out of the box.
They weren't much luck on our flight home, though, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I heard you guys had some issues on the way back from New York. It's over now.
Killing us. Going into the break, too. Your town.
Here's the 1-2. Low and outside.
It was the bad apple instead of the big apple there for a while.
I heard the issue was in New Jersey, though. You were able to get out of New York City fine.
We couldn't get into the airport.
Yeah,
that was a problem.
Now the 2-2. Talkman hits a high fly ball, deep left center field. Happ going back near the wall. He reaches up. And he makes the catch.
That ball high and deep. That, Talkman hits this ball pretty good, but boy, Ian catches this ball as he's against the wall, right up against the yellow line, which is the very top of the left center field wall. Ball really flying here at right field.
So 1 away here in the bottom of the third inning. White Sox with a 5-0 lead over the Cubs. Michael A. Taylor at the plate, and he looks at a ball low and inside from Imanaga.
Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Lefty-righty matchup as Shota works his motion and deals. Taylor looks at a ball up high. So it's 2-0. We've been watching Shota for nearly 2 complete years with the Cubs. It is rare to see him with the command that he's got today. That pitch is a called strike. Right along the inside edge. .68 pitches for Shota.
Yeah, it's basically a lack of command. He's not throwing it where he wants to, and that's very rare for him. As fastball first 2 innings. He just could not get it to where he wanted it to go, and quite a few of them ended up in the middle of the plate. And the White Sox, as we were talking about, they're an aggressive young team now. And they started out banging the baseball. They've got 9 hits already.
And the 2-2. Taylor hits a towering fly ball, left center field, playable for Crow Armstrong and Happ. And the ball drops between them for a double.
This is one of those balls where it's a high towering fly ball in left center field. Ian's got a beat on it and kind of camped underneath it. But Pete Crow Armstrong comes over and, he's always aggressive, and he calls it at the very end and then kind of sees that Ian is right underneath it, pulls away, and the ball drops between them.
So Taylor
that will be
second.
A double, Z. Yep. That's the 10th hit of the ball game, but that's a routine fly ball to left center field.
Colson Montgomery at the plate, and he looks at a strike on the outside edge, a sinking fastball from Imanaga. Montgomery, the number 9 hitter in the White Sox order. He homered in the second, his 3rd of the season. Lefty-lefty matchup. The next pitch, a one-hopper fielded belt high by Horner. His only play is to first, flips it to Bush in time for out number 2. Moving to third on the play, Taylor.
See if Imanaga can get out of this inning now and not have any damage with a man at third and 2 outs.
Chase Mydroth, the hitter. He's 2 for 2 today, a home run and a single. Right-handed batter, the lefty Imanaga deals. And he starts him off with a strike fastball, top of the zone. Taylor at third, 2 away, bottom 3, 5-0 White Sox. Bruhan playing in at third. Here's the pitch. And a high fly ball hit to deep left. Happ on the track near the wall, now coming in on the grass, makes the catch. For out number 3, Taylor stranded at third. We head to the 4th. White Sox 5, Cubs 0 on the score. And the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
I'm gonna go check out Food Truck Row. So, what did you guys get today?
Philly cheesesteaks.
Both of you got the same thing. Are they that good?
Oh, yeah.
Got a hot dog and some fries.
Just kind of basic ballpark.
Chicken bacon sandwich.
Uh-huh.
Philly cheesesteak.
Okay.
And some
crinkle cut fries.
Okay, where are you guys from?
We're from Dallas.
Dallas. That's what's fun about baseball. It brings different regions together, not just the ball and glove and bat, but what we're eating.
James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
Out-of-town scoreboard sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. The game that really matters, the Brewers lose today 5-1 to the Marlins. Zach?
Thank you very much, Judson. Kyle Tucker at the plate looks at a ball low from Adrian Hauser to begin the top half of the 4th inning. Yeah, that's the thing, Coom. The Cubs, they're able to come back tonight and beat the White Sox. They'll pull into a first-place tie with Milwaukee. Yep. The Cubs need to get the bats going. They're down 5-0 here in the 4th to the White Sox. Hauser delivers, and Tucker looks at a strike at the bottom of the zone on the outside edge. 1-1. Hauser, the right-hander, works on the first base side of the rubber. High leg kick and pitch. Tucker swings, line drive, base hit to left. Tucker stops at first base.
That's the second Cubs hit of the game. I'm kind of surprised, wondering if they're going to change that first one off the bat of Brujan. The shortstop threw the ball high and took the first baseman off the bag. So we'll see if the Tucker hit ends up being the first hit of the game, but a line drive to left.
So no one out here in the fourth. Tucker at first. Seiya Suzuki at the plate. Looks at a ball low and outside. A fastball that missed. 1-0. Seiya, the designated hitter for the Cubs, and Cubs designated hitters are sponsored by Fireplace and Chimney Authority. Book now, burn later, and skip the rush. Hauser's ready. A long set, and the 1-0. Low and outside. 2-0 with Seiya at the plate. Seiya grounded into a double play his first time up in the first. He's 0 for 1. Tucker being held on at first by Vargas. And the pitch. Inside, 3-0.
Pitch just missed the inside corner. Little inside curveball or breaking ball. Started out well in off the plate.
Seiya digs in. He waits for the 3-0. Here it comes. Low and outside. Ball 4. So Seiya heads to first. Tucker moves to second. No one out. Cubs mounting something here in the fourth. Men at first and second, and Pete Crow Armstrong due up.
And that's one of the ways you get right back into a ball game here. Cubs down 5-0, but you get the base hit, and then 4-pitch walk, and that last pitch wasn't even close from Hauser, which is kind of odd. Usually pretty good command, especially with the fastball. And he pulled that one way out of the zone. That wasn't even close. And now, with the way the ball's carrying here at right field, if Pete Crow Armstrong can drive one in a gap or hit one out of here, this is a new ball game.
So PCA will dig in. 27 home runs this season for Crow Armstrong, who struck out swinging in the second. He's 0 for 1. Powerful left-handed batter with a right-hander, Hauser on the hill. Men at first and second for the Cubs. No one out here in the fourth. And the pitch. Crow Armstrong hits a high fly ball deep right center field. Tauchman going back at the track near the wall. Has a play, makes the catch. Tagging and moving to third is Tucker. One away.
Now that pitch had the trajectory. He had a good swing, but I think he catches his pitch off the end of the bat. It's a split finger. And Pete right on it, but runs out of bat as it does. It just comes off the end of the bat and just barely stays in the yard.
So now Tucker at third, Suzuki at first, one down, and Ian Happ will step to the plate. Switch hitter batting for the left side against the right-hander Hauser. Happ flied out to left his first time up. 5-0 White Sox here in the top of the fourth. Hauser kicks and fires. Happ fouls it back just to the left of us, out of play. 0-1. Ian now on the year hitting at .224. He's got 13 home runs this season. Hauser works his motion. And Happ looks at a ball low and inside. 1-1. That was a curveball from Hauser. Hauser acknowledges the sign from his catcher, Caro. Sets at the belt. Looks at third. That's where Tucker is. And the pitch. Happ hits a ground ball to second base. Fielded by Sosa to second for one. My drop to first. In-time double play. 4-6-3. And that ends the top of the fourth. Middle four. It's the White Sox with a 5-0 lead over the Cubs. On the score in the Southwest area.
Paul Skeens at 1.91. Zach?
Judson, thank you. Austin Slater takes a ball in the dirt from Shota Imanaga to begin the last of the fourth. White Sox with a 5-0 lead over the Cubs. The opener of a 3-game set here, the Southside edition of the Crosstown Series. Cubs swept the Northside edition earlier this year. The next pitch, low and inside. It's 2-0 now with Slater at the plate. An uncharacteristic-looking Shota Imanaga here tonight. 5 runs on 10 hits, and we've just started the 4th inning for him. The pitch, and a high fly ball hit to deep center. Crow Armstrong going back at the track near the wall, leaps, it's gone. Austin Slater, solo shot to straightaway center field. 6-0 White Sox here in the 4th.
How he talked about it, from the very first inning, Shota just has not had good command of his pitches. And it's not that he's missing out of the zone, he's missing in the zone. And when you miss in the zone in a ballpark that's really a good park to hit, that can be dangerous. And the White Sox have been very aggressive, and we knew that going into this ball game. They've been swinging a lot of early fastballs in the count, and 11 hits and 6 runs now, and a couple bombs, 3 bombs already in this ball game for the White Sox.
Edgar Caro at the plate, and he looks at a splitter for a strike on the inside edge at the bottom of the zone. Right-handed hitter. Imanaga works his motion, and Caro fouls it back out of play in the hole 0-2. We mentioned this at the start. White Sox scoring more runs than any other team since the All-Star break. 49 runs coming into play tonight. An average of a little more than 8 per game. They've already got 6 tonight, with no one out here in the 4th. And the pitch. That's low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Caro is 2 for 2. Couple of singles.
Flexing back up in the Cubs bullpen. I would think Shota's night will come to an end very quickly.
And a line drive pulled down the left field line. If it stays fair, it's gone. But it hooks. Foul.
That was a line drive bullet. It was going out of the ballpark, just missed the foul pole, and ends up, if it hits the netting next to the foul pole, it's foul. If it doesn't hit the netting, it could be fair. But that one wraps into the netting just next to the foul pole on the left field line.
So 1-2 the count with Caro at the dish. The pitch, foul back off the screen. We've seen some hard hit balls off Imanaga tonight. A lot of towering fly balls that look like they would stay in the yard that just left. It's that kind of night here on the south side. The next pitch is low.
This is one of those ball games, though, and I'm just going to say this: 4th inning, Cubs are down 6-0. This game is not over. If Shota can get through this inning and just keep this game where it's at, it's one of those games where runs can be scored in bunches quickly, and the Cubs have that ability, obviously, to get right back into the game with a couple swings.
Caro looks at a splitter low and outside. He's worked a full count. Yeah, you're right, Kuhn. Last inning, the Cubs began, put some men on base against Hauser. Couldn't score, though. Here's the pitch. Line drive down the left field line. Happ racing over. It'll drop in and one hop the wall. On his way to second base with a stand-up double. Edgar Caro, his 3rd hit of the game.
And this ball hit sharply, too, to left. One hops the wall. Ian goes straight across trying to cut this ball off and make a play, and just couldn't quite get to it. And I think send McGuire out to the mound to talk to Shota. I think they want to make sure that Flexen's ready. He was throwing last inning. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Craig Counsell. Here he comes, yep.
Flexen continues to throw in the Cubs bullpen, and Counsell making the slow walk out to the mound. Andrew Benintendi is due up. And Counsell has made the signal, wants the baseball, and we're going to have a pitching change here on the south side. Pitching changes by the Cubs are sponsored by James Hardy Building Products. Siding with the Cubs, Shota Imanaga's night is.
So the reason I got to Cooperstown is because I played with Cal and I played with Eddie and I played with some of the greatest players ever. And, I just had to figure out how I did my job, and I was honored to have some of the best players that ever played put on uniforms, and they happen to be Oriole uniforms. If there's ever any doubt that I'm 78, all I got to do is look at my old cards and I know.
Sports and News TV. The live TV you love with savings you'll love even more. To learn more, go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Savings compares Xfinity Sports and News TV at $70 per month or YouTube TV at $82.99 per month.
Veteran right-hander Chris Flexen is the new man on the mound for the Cubs, facing his old team, the White Sox, here at Wright Field on the south side. We're in the last of the fourth. It's the White Sox with a 6-0 lead over the Cubs as they've chased Shota Imanaga out of the game. Edgar Quero on second base, no one out. The batter, Andrew Benintendi. Flexen deals, and he starts off Benintendi with a strike. Fastball. Flexen went 3-15 with the Sox last season, an ERA of nearly 5. And the pitch is low and inside. 1-1. But he's had a renaissance with the Cubs this year, primarily out of the pen. 5-1 with the Cubs this season, a 2.50 ERA. He works on the first base side of the rubber. Here's the pitch. Benintendi, an awkward swing and miss. 1-2.
Yeah, and I think the big thing with Flexen and the Cubs this season is his versatility of being able to do some different things for Craig Counsell. And now, after the last few outings of getting stretched out, where you can really expect him to throw, 3 or 4 innings if need be.
Flexen deals. Benintendi fouls it back off the screen. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Listen to the Cubs game in FM quality at 104.3 HD2 FM on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network. We are WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, an Odyssey sports station.
Flexen is ready. High leg kick and pitch. And that pitch is up high to Benintendi. 2-2. Missed with a change. 6-0 White Sox here with no one out in the bottom of the fourth inning. Quero at second base. And now the 2-2. Benintendi fouls it back out of play. The fourth inning is sponsored by Wintrust, home of the exclusive Cubs debit card, member FDIC EHL lender.
Mully and Haw talk Cubs sports and Chicago sports every weekday morning from 5:30 to 10 on 670 The Score and the Odyssey app. I was on with the boys this morning.
As Benintendi swings and misses, strike 3, the first out, brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming, one away. I heard you this morning.
You were up early.
Yeah.
Coom, you did well.
I don't know how well I did. I kind of just follow along with their show a little bit, that's all. We were talking hitting this morning, a lot of hitting talk.
Miguel Vargas at the plate, chops the first pitch foul off to the left.
A lot of fun Friday mornings talking with them. I'm on every Friday at 8 with Mully and Haw.
And you never know what direction the conversation is going to go.
I'm on my toes. I'm fully coffeeed up by that time to make sure I'm ready. Yeah, you gotta be ready because they've been up since like 4.
Oh yeah, they're always raring to go.
They're game on by 8 o'clock. They're like midday, so I gotta be ready to go.
Vargas takes a strike in the hole, 0-2. Flexen puts the ball in the glove, sets the belt, looks at second. That's where Caro is. And the pitch. Line drive, base hit to left, fielded by Happ. Being held up at third base, Caro, as Brujan cuts the ball off, left of the mound.
13 hits in the ball game for the White Sox as Vargas gets on top of this high fastball. This is chest high. And he turns this fastball around and hits a one-out bullet to Happ and left. The White Sox have their hitting shoes on here in the first half of this ball game.
Yep, second hit of the game for Vargas. White Sox with men at the corners, just one away here in the last of the fourth. A 6-0 lead over the Cubs. Lenin Sosa, the White Sox second baseman, stands in. Right-handed batter against the right-hander Flexen, his former teammate. Sosa's 1 for 2, a 2-run single in the first off Imanaga. The pitch is low. 1-0 on Sosa. Congratulations, Coon. Found out this morning on the Mully and Haw Show that you've been inducted into the Lockport High School Hall of Fame for your stellar baseball career. The pitch, swing and a miss.
Yeah. Thank you, Z. Yeah, we had a beautiful night yesterday out at Mistwood Golf Course. They had a big banquet out, and I think there were like 10 athletes, a couple of our coaches, and a couple that friends of mine that have passed through the years that have been coaches or just coaches, and actually played sports at Lockport too. And just a very fun night. But thank you very much to everybody and all the administration, our AD Mike Dwyer and all those guys at Lockport for honoring me last night, and a bunch of us. But it was a very cool night, and it's home.
Sosa fouls it back out of play. 1-2 the count. A lot of people, once they make it, they leave home. They don't come back. You had this great opportunity with the Cubs to be able to come back home, and you literally went home and built the restaurant in Lockport. Major part of the community to this day. The pitch, grounded foul off to the left by Sosa. 1-2.
It's a great town, great people. I think, for all of us, when you get a chance to go back to your hometown, it's about people and relationships and things like that. And when I moved out of the inner city here and I was a young kid and moved out to the Lockport area, you just instantly, you're a ball player and fun. And, they were just great people and still are. And I'm really, proud to be from there, and and we had a great time. It's good conversations. Had some of my old teammates there. Schultze, so he went to Providence, our rival school, but it's like a brother. So he was there last night. Mike Zunica. We let 2 Catholic leaguers in there yesterday, and so I said they had to buy the drinks, so they were on last night.
Here comes the 1-2. Sosa hits a high fly ball, deep right center. Going back is Tucker. Slight leap, makes the catch on the track, tagging. And coming in to score from third is Caro. It's now 7-0 White Sox over the Cubs here in the fourth. 2 away.
And now once again, a hard hit ball. That ball takes Tucker right up to the fence in right field for sacrifice fly. 7-0 White Sox. And it has been inning after inning for the Sox. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, and now 2 in the fourth.
Now Mike Talkman at the plate. Man at first, 2 away, 7-0 White Sox in the fourth. He swings, drills one deep right field. Tucker turns around, long gone. 2-run home run for the former Cub, Mike Talkman. And it's 9-0 White Sox here in the fourth.
I can honestly say when we were driving into the ballpark today, which showed on the bump, you did not expect this in the fourth inning to be a 9-0 game White Sox. But as we have heard, and the stats are proving it out, they have been really swinging the bat well since they've come back from the All-Star break. in just a couple series, and they are continuing tonight. Yeah, and they are putting a spanking on the Cubs here in this first half of this ballgame. 14 hits and 9 runs.
Michael A. Taylor fouls one out of play off to the right. 0-1. So the final line on Shota Imanaga tonight. 3+ innings, 7 runs, all of them earned on 12 hits. No walks, 2 strikeouts, 3 home runs as Taylor swings and misses. 0-2. Tauchman with a 382-foot drive to right for his 6th home run of the year. Flexen deals. Taylor swings and misses at a slider. Strike 3. And the 4th inning comes to an end, but not before the White Sox put 4 more on the board. A 9-0 lead for the
some overnight oats right before the game. My teammates look at me like, what are you doing, dude?
My mom's cooking, probably. She makes some good. She's got a tuna fish casserole. That's pretty good.
Okay, I went 5 for 5. I need to eat the same thing. Last time, Saturday, I ate arepa with eggs, and then next day, I gotta eat arepa with eggs. So my mom make it for me, and then when my mom is with me,
everything's good.
I save a lot of money.
Estamos lindo.
Rich, durable, and effortlessly beautiful. Find yours at your locally owned retailer. Visit BenjaminMoore.com today.
The opener of a 3-game set here on the south side. It's been one-sided so far tonight. White Sox with a 9-0 lead over the Cubs as we begin the top half of the 5th inning. Dansby Swanson looks at a ball inside from right-hander Adrian Hauser. Swanson caught looking his first time up. The next pitch is tapped foul at the plate.
Well, can you say that the White Sox won the first half of the game and the Cubs need to win the second half? They just need to win it by a lot. Second half.
Yeah. I mean, we have all night. Let's do it. Yeah,
this is the ballpark to do it in. There's no doubt the ball is absolutely flying here at right field. You just got to, first of all, got to start getting some hits. Cubs with only 2 hits in the ballgame so far.
Hauser works his motion, and Swanson hits a line drive, deep center, racing over and making a backhanded sliding catch right on the edge of the track is the center fielder Michael A. Taylor. Nice play, one away.
Now that's the kind of night it's been for the Cubs. Dansby hits this ball right on the button, a bullet in the left center field gap, and we've seen Michael A. Taylor do this a lot through the years. Very good outfielder, very good defensive outfielder, and he can go get him in center.
Yeah, one-time Gold Glove winner. So 1 down here in the top of the 5th. White Sox 9, Cubs nothing. Nico Horner at the plate. He popped out his first time up. Hauser kicks and delivers, and Nico looks at a ball high and inside. 1-0. Shota Imanaga started tonight. Here's the pitch. Horner, it's a pop fly, shallow center, drifting back to second baseman Sosa. Now he's twisting all around and makes the catch over his shoulder, angling toward right center for out number 2. Imanaga did not get out of the 4th inning. 3+, 7 runs, all of them earned on 12 hits. gave up 3 home runs.
We're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Here's Reese McGuire, the Cubs catcher. Grounded out to first his first time up. Left-handed batter against the right-hander Hauser. And the pitch. McGuire loops one in the shallow right center field. It drops in for a base hit. Sliding stop by Tauchman to cut it off and quickly get it back to the infield to hold McGuire to a 2-out single.
A good swing of the bat by McGuire. Gets this two-seamer running down and away and stays right on it and smokes this ball in the right center field. Let's see if Brujan can follow it up and do a little something here.
Brujan had an infield single his first time up. Hitting from the left side against the righty Hauser, and he looks at a strike to start things off here in this plate appearance. 0-1, curveball that spun into the zone. Miguel Amaya will spend the weekend in Arizona and then start a rehab assignment with Iowa on Tuesday. The pitch. Brujan fouls it on the ground off to the right. So 0-2 the count. Maya's trying to work his way back from a significant oblique strain. Javier Assad also trying to work his way back from an oblique strain. He will join the Cubs this weekend. The pitch. Chopped to first, fielded on one knee by Vargas, steps on the bag. That is out number 3. McGuire stranded on the bases. And then Assad will begin a rehab assignment with Iowa on Wednesday. Middle 5, it's the White Sox all.
Some overnight oats right before the game. My teammates look at me like, what are you doing, dude?
My mom's cooking, probably. She makes some good. She's got a tuna fish casserole. That's pretty good.
I went 5 for 5. I need to eat the same thing. Last time, Saturday, I ate arepa with eggs, and then next day, I gotta eat arepas with eggs. So my mom make it for me, and then when my mom is with me,
everything's good.
I save a lot of money.
Estamos lindos.
That'll put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store and NissanUSA.com.
Starting July 31st, and join us at Wrigley Field on August 2nd to help support the cause. Visit Cubs.com/Cubs for a Cure for more information. Zach?
Great cause, Judson. Thank you very much. Chris Flexen works his motion and deals, and his first pitch is swung on and missed. Colson Montgomery at the plate to begin the last of the 5th for the White Sox. And it's been all Sox tonight, a 9-0 lead over the Cubs. Montgomery has one of 4 home runs for the Sox tonight. He looks at a ball up high, 1-1. The White Sox with 9 runs on 14 hits. Cubs have just 3 hits tonight. Flexen deals. And this is a high fly ball right center field, playable for Crow Armstrong, who's under it and makes the catch. 1 away. The first out brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming.
Well, that ball hit a mile in the air. And even routine fly balls are going deep to the outfield. That ball just a couple steps in the track.
So here's Chase Mydroth, the White Sox shortstop, 2 for 3 tonight with a solo home run. The pitch is up high for a ball, 1-0. Mydroth, one of the guys that the White Sox acquired in the Garrett Crochet trade this past offseason with Boston. The pitch is a called strike. On the outer half, bottom of the zone, 1-1 the count.
You always know, Boston gets an elite arm, and what that does is it gives some young guys a chance, as this ball's chopped foul on the third base line, but it gives some young guys a chance to play in the big leagues, right? And that's exactly what this young guy's taking his opportunity. Originally signed in 22 by Boston out of San Diego.
And the pitch. Mydroth pops it foul out of play off to the right. They'll do it again. He's 5'10", 190 pounds, 24 years old. Sometimes those trades, you look back at what Washington did when they traded away Juan Soto to San Diego, and now the core of that Nationals team is made up primarily of the guys that they got back. Pitch. Ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. Mydroth with his third hit of the ball game. Comes with one away here in the bottom of the fifth inning, and the White Sox up 9-0.
I know we've talked about it a ton, and everybody has, but look at the Cubs. Center fielder for the Cubs, Pete Crow Armstrong, was a trade deadline trade, and I think that one's working out pretty good for the Cubs, right? That was a Baez deal, right?
Really is wild to see that the guys that were traded for one another were the starting center fielders in the All-Star game.
Yeah, right.
PCA for the National League, and Javi now with Detroit in the American League. Austin Slater at the plate. Looks at a ball up high from Flexen. 1-0. Mydroth with good speed at first, being held on by Bush. Big hole on the right side of the infield with Slater, the right-handed hitter, at the plate. Flexen works his motion. Foul back off the screen by Slater. 1-1. Crow Armstrong shading Slater just a tick the other way toward right center field. Flexen puts the ball in the glove, sets, and delivers. Low. So it's now 2-1. Another guy that the White Sox got in that trade with Boston for Garrett Crochet, Kyle Teal, a 23-year-old catcher who's not playing tonight. Bouncing ball hit to third, backing up. Oh, it's off the glove or chest of Brujan. Everyone's safe.
That's two hopper, and Brujan starts going backwards. And when you backpedal on a ground ball that's hit sharply as a third baseman, and you stay right in front of it, if it's waist high or down, you're in trouble. If you can sidestep it a little, then your glove hand side can really, your glove can work for you. But as a middle infielder, you're kind of, you're used to being in front of the ball, and that's what Brujan did there. Stayed in front of it, and that ball ate him up.
So now men at first and second for the White Sox. Edgar Caro at the plate. Yes, Edgar Caro at the plate. He's 3 for 3. Switch hitter now batting from the left side. And the pitch. That one bounces off the shin guard of McGuire and rolls up the third base line. A wild pitch. Both runners advance. Now men at second and third for the White Sox with a one away here at the bottom of the fifth inning.
Now, unfortunately, that takes the double play out of the ground ball double play out of commission.
So Mydroth at third, Slater at second. The pitch. Line drive that drops in right center field. One run is in. Slater stops at third. Fourth hit of the ball game for Edgar Caro, an RBI single. Mydroth scores 10-0 White Sox here in the fifth.
Little breaking ball, middle of the plate at the knees, and Carroll hammers this ball in the right center. Pete cuts it off. As you said, that's 4 hits, 3 singles, a double. Scored 2 runs and drove in a run.
What a night for the White Sox. Just 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They've got men at the corners and cleanup man Andrew Benintendi at the plate. Flexen deals, Benintendi swings, pops it foul out of play off to the left. 10 runs on 16 hits for the White Sox tonight. And this was a game that Shota Imanaga started for the Cubs. Flexen sets at the belt and delivers up high. 1-1.
Yeah, Shota in this ballgame today just did not have command of his pitches. In particular, his fastball. The fastball command was not there, and he was losing command in the zone. And, you know, velocity 88 to 90 miles an hour for Shota. He has to have good command. And if he loses command in the strike zone, especially in the middle of the plate, that's not going to be a good thing. And he got banged around a little bit here today on the south side.
Flexen misses outside with a cutter. The next pitch is low. So 3-1 the count with Benintendi at the plate. He's 1 for 3 tonight with an RBI single in the second. 10-0 White Sox here with just 1 away in the bottom of the 5th inning, and the Sox still threatening, men at the corners. Now the 3-1. Called strike.
3-1 hook from Flexen down and in to get the strike.
So it's a full count. Flexen is ready. Here comes the 3-2. Benintendi lines one, caught by a leaping Horner on the right side. 2 away.
Line drive bullet, but right at Nico as he makes the catch. Neither runner very too far off the bags. No chance at the double play.
There comes Miguel Vargas with 2 down. Men at the corners for the White Sox. Vargas has 2 hits tonight in 3 at-bats. Hitting at .227 on the year. And the pitch. Called strike. Slider that spun into the zone right at the bottom. 0-1 the count. 10-0 White Sox. 2 away here in the last of the 5th. Flexen is ready. The pitch. Strike 2. Fastball on the inside edge near the top of the zone. Crowd making some noise here on the south side. The pitch up high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Ground ball, base hit into right field. Coming in to score, Slater. It's now 11-0 White Sox. Vargas with his 3rd hit of the game, an RBI single the other way. Stopping at second base, Carroll.
That's a good pitch by Flexen inside, a jam shot. Actually, I take that back. I thought it was in by the way he hit it, but it was a breaking on. He just inside outs and jams himself. But Nico playing right up the middle. This little inside out shot and just kind of loops one through the right side to drive in another run.
Tommy Hotovy, the Cubs pitching coach, out on the mound to have a conversation with Flexen. A reminder that all opponent pitching changes are sponsored by Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Visit sloan.com. First place Milwaukee, a loser earlier today to Miami at home in Milwaukee. So Cubs will not lose ground tonight. And if they're able to come back, and this would be some kind of comeback if they're able to do it, they'll pull into a first place tie. But it's 11-0 White Sox.
I'll say this. For the Cubs to come back, they need to tie the White Sox in hits.
going to take a while.
If they can do that, then they got a chance.
White Sox with 17 hits tonight. 4 of them have left the yard. The pitch to Lenin Sosa is a curveball that spins into the zone for a strike, 0-1. Sox have already scored twice here in this 5th inning. They're up 11-0. Men at first and second with 2 away. The next pitch, high and outside, 1-1.
All opponents' pitching changes are sponsored by Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs. Leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Visit sloan.com.
And Flexen is ready. The pitch. And a line drive hit to deep left center. Haps back, makes the catch, backing up onto the edge of the track for out number 3. The Sox score 2 more and leave 2. 11-0 White Sox after 5. On the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cub fans.
To be in the middle of New York to display a card like this is really such a big part of the Fanatics mission. We think about how do we create new experiences. Now we get the opportunity to put incredible Holy Grail cards in front of tens of thousands, if not millions of new people. It's not just about collectors today, but also about how do we bring new collectors into the space as well. It's really what we do it all for.
South side of Chicago, where are you at? This was the first time I got traded, but I was so excited to wear these pinstripes and be a South side of Chicago boy. This jersey right here is an all-star jersey. You can see on the back the all-stars and the all-star patch there. Being an all-star and being who I was called over there to be was something I was real proud of.
You can save up for that big trip. Get ready to reward future you with a future flight. Sign up for Rapid Rewards today and redeem your points on any seat, any day, anytime. Only at Southwest. All Rapid Rewards rules and regulations apply and can be found at southwest.com/RR terms.
Hefty Trash Bags, the official trash bags of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty, ultra-strong trash bags resist rips, tears, and leaks. Strength that's anything but ordinary.
Hefty, hefty, hefty!
Let's see what's on tap here in the 6th inning, sponsored by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. And Cubs are going to need a few balls in flight in this game to get back in. It Cubs way down 11-0.
Yeah, it hasn't been a fun night for the Cubs, but let's see what they can muster here the rest of the way. Milwaukee, the leaders of the National League Central, already a loser tonight, so the Cubs can't lose ground. They can only gain if they're able to pull a magical comeback here tonight on the south side. 11-0 White Sox as we begin the top half of the 6th inning. Michael Busch will stand in. Adrian Hauser on the mound, works on the first base side of the rubber. He rocks back and deals, and Busch looks at a ball low, 1-0 the count. Shota Imanaga started for the Cubs. Could not get out of the 4th inning. Here's the pitch. Busch swings, ground ball, backhanded, wide of third by Montgomery. Across the body throw in time to get Busch 1 away. That was an excellent athletic play by the White Sox third baseman. Here comes Kyle Tucker, who's 1 for 2 tonight. White Sox up 11-0. This day in baseball history is brought to you by Village of Bedford Park. Now's the time to make history for your business in Bedford Park. Tucker looks at a ball high and outside from Hauser. 1-0 the count. On this date, July 25th, 1941, Lefty Grove. At the age of 41, here's the 1-0 delivery to Tucker. Fouled back just below us, out of play. 1-1 the count. Lefty Grove, at the age of 41, picked up his 300th career victory in a 10-3 Red Sox win over Cleveland. Tucker waits the 1-1. Foul back off the screen in the hole, 1-2. On this day In 1930, the A's pull off triple steals twice in one game against Cleveland. The only time in Major League Baseball history that this has happened.
Wow.
Now the pitch. Tucker hits a pop fly. Center field, playable for Taylor, who makes the catch. 2 away.
Triple steal 3 times.
Yeah. That's crazy. On this day in 1961, Roger Maris hit 4 home runs, tying the American League record for a doubleheader. The pitch. Seiya Suzuki is a sinking fastball for a strike. 0-1. Seiya is 0 for 1 with a walk. The next pitch is low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cubs are right in the meat of their order, presented by Chef IQ Sense. Never under or overcook your food again. Purchase now at chefiq.com. Here comes the 1-1. Suzuki hits a high fly ball deep left center field. Taylor ranging over and makes a running backhanded catch right along the edge of the track for out number 3. Cubs go down in order here on the top.
You're always one step ahead of the game, Scorpio, so it's no surprise that you're on track to hit all of your goals for the season. Start thinking about how you can push yourself even further before you make it to October. Are you aiming to drive in more runs or get on base more often? You'll be supported on your quest if you put in the extra effort now.
Well, this is a World Series card. Everybody said, you know, what's it going to be to pitch against Sandy Koufax, who's a dominant pitcher? I said, I hope I don't embarrass myself. And I didn't. You know, pitched my first shutout ever. We won 6-0, and my parents were there. My mom was afraid of heights, so she was in the upper deck. She had to come down and trade seats with somebody so she could actually watch her 20-year-old son pitch a shutout in the World Series.
From Suits 2020 in Niles. Why rent when you can own one for about the same price? Schedule your free fitting at suits2020.com.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Mike Topman will get the White Sox started. Who's on deck? Brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit timbertech.com. Here's Zach and Ron.
Thank you very much, Judson. Last of the 6th. Drew Pomeranz, the new man on the mound for the Cubs. 11-0 White Sox. First pitch to Topman is pounded on the ground, foul off to the left.
Topman in his last at bat, homered to straight right.
One of 4 home runs tonight for the White Sox.
2-run bomb by Michael.
Pomeranz steals. And Topman looks at a ball low. 1-1 the count. The opener of the 3-game set. As Pomeranz delivers, check swing foul ball off to the left. You may have heard Topman express some displeasure with making contact at that pitch. 1-2. You've been there.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the 1-2 delivery. Line down the left field line, slicing foul out of play. Pitching changes by the Cubs, sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. And the 1-2. Tauchman pops it foul out of play. Off to the left. We'll do it again. Cubs entered play, having won 8 in a row against the White Sox. The pitch. Tap foul off to the right by Tauchman. That's in jeopardy. The winning streak.
Yeah. Yeah, been one of them nights so far for the Cubs. Not much going their way at all.
Tauchman takes a fastball inside, 2-2.
When you have these nights, that's just the way it is in Major League Baseball. You play a bunch of ball games as we do. Some nights it's just not going to be your night.
Tauchman swings and misses, and a fastball from Pomerantz. Strike 3. One away. The first out brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming.
And strikeouts by Cubs pitchers are brought to you by the Chicago Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealer. That fastball up and in fooled Tauchman. A little check swing, couldn't hold up.
Michael A. Taylor stands in. Pomerantz high leg kick and pitch, and Taylor fouls back a knuckle curve. 0-1. Cubs will have the rookie right-hander Cade Horton on the mound tomorrow night against the White Sox. Veteran right-hander Aaron Savali will be on the hill for the Sox. The pitch outside. 1-1 now on Taylor. Cubs have yet to announce who will start Sunday's finale here at Rate Field. The pitch. Taylor swings and misses at a fastball along the outside edge. 1-2.
Taylor been a little tardy on 2 fastballs now from Pomerantz.
The next pitch. Pop fly near the line and right. Now in foul territory, crossing over and making the catch, Tucker. 2 away.
Looked like Tucker had a little issue with that fly ball as it was coming down. It's very hazy here now at Rate Field, and I don't know if coming down he just had a tough time seeing the ball or not, but a little odd the way he caught that ball.
So here's Colson Montgomery with 2 down, last of the 6th. White Sox an 11-0 lead as Montgomery fouls it back. 0-1. Montgomery is 1 for 3 tonight. And a solo shot to right, his first time up. Left-handed batter. Pomerantz delivers. And Montgomery swings and misses. Should say just got a piece of that one. Tapped it foul at the plate. So 0-2 the count. Montgomery just 23 years old. First round pick back in 2021. Number 22 overall. From Southern Indiana. 6'3", 230 pounds. Here's the 0-2. Outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He wasn't just a high school star in baseball. He's a terrific football player and a really good basketball player in Indiana. Purdue and Louisville wanted him to play for them as Montgomery lines one foul off the netting to the right. 1-2.
In hoops, wow.
And Montgomery finished his high school career with 1,966 points, so almost a 2,000-point score. That's a big deal. He's going to play his college ball at Indiana, baseball, and walk onto the basketball team. Here's the 1-2. Montgomery fouls it back, but the White Sox gave him a $3 million signing bonus.
That'll fix that.
And professional baseball appealed to him a little bit more.
Oh, yeah. Start throwing commas in those draft pick numbers, and yeah, that'll get you playing ball.
Now the 1-2. Montgomery swings and misses as Pomerantz zips a fastball by him. Strike 3. The White Sox go down in order here in the 6th. We head to the 7th. Sox.
Gosh, we've gone to Sea Dogs games since we were kids.
I've been coming to see the Sea Dogs for the last 30 years. Great experience.
Everybody here is just bends over backwards to help people out and wish the world was like it is right here at the ballpark.
We've always wanted to be more than just a baseball team. We want to be strong, active, contributing members of the community. And I think that effort is seen by the people and the fans, and they want to support that effort.
So this is MLB Network Talent Stars.
Okay.
The stars of MLB Network. Can I trade a pack of these for a signed Lawrence Shahadi card?
How about we do a little bit of both? Money, a little trade.
Will you open it up and see if you like it?
They're really nice.
If I sign it, does that equal the Lawrence Shahadi 20?
All right.
Do we have a good trade?
We have a good trade. Thank you so much. That was fun.
Nice doing business with you.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
Great clips. It's good.
And a broken bat, ground ball, foul off to the right. Barrel of the bat ended up in the first base coach's box. Cubs first base coach Jose Javier went for a little bit of a jog toward right. Wow.
Pete hit that one right off the end of the bat, and that one he only had left in his hand was a sword.
So he's got some new lumber. Here's the pitch, and PCA gets backed off the plate by a sinking fastball. 1-1 the count. Now the pitch. This is foul back. 1-2. 11-0 White Sox. Here in the top half of the 7th inning. And it's been that kind of night. Hauser, high leg kick and pitch. That's up high to PCA. So 2-2 the count. Shota Imanaga started. We haven't seen him look like he did tonight on many nights in his Cubs career. It happens. The pitch. That's up high to PCA. He's worked a full count. Imanaga went 3+ innings, gave up 7 runs, all of them earned on 12 hits, 3 home runs. And the White Sox have been cooking since then. 11-0. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 4. So PCA draws a leadoff walk here to begin the 7th.
Hauser here in the 7th inning, he's only had 66 pitches in the game. And we said going into this ball game, you know, he's a traditional sinker baller, and we're seeing tonight that they still have a place in our game, that's for sure. He has been dominant tonight, only giving up 3 hits to the Cubs, a couple double play balls. A lot of contact, but not a lot of hard contact.
Ian Happ at the plate. He fouls one out of play off to the left. So it's 0-1. Hauser 5-2 entering play tonight with a 1.89 ERA and 10 starts with the White Sox. Signed a 1-year deal with the Sox in late May as Happ looks at a ball low. 1-1 the count. Last year with the Mets, Hauser was 1-5 with an ERA of nearly 6 in 23 games.
You know, you just never know when all of a sudden something clicks, and then next thing you know, you're making great pitches.
That fouls it away.
You're staying out of the middle of the plate, and I don't know what happened here. The catcher might have got hit with the backswing.
Yeah, Edgar Caro took the mask off. He's down on both knees. The home plate umpire, Mark Ripperger, makes the walk halfway up to the mound to personally give the ball to Hauser so Caro can get some more time to recover.
Yeah, it wasn't even on a backswing. It was the swing was done, then coming back to recoil again and hit him in the back of the head. Ian's bat.
All right, so Ian digs in. Caro's okay. 1-2 the count. Man at first. No one out. The pitch. Check swing, foul ball. Second deck off to the left. So the count remains 1-2. Caro's got 4 hits tonight at the plate. Hauser delivers. Happ swings and fouls it back. Just a dribbler off to the left. White Sox have won each of Hauser's last 5 starts. And they've got an 11-0 lead tonight here in the top half of the 7th inning over the Cubs.
Yeah, Hauser has added a pitch since he's come to the White Sox, a little split finger, and that's mainly to lefties. Just to give him something that fades away from the left-hander that's off speed. He just threw that one to Ian, and he chopped it right at home plate.
So the count 1-2.
A very good sinker, and his four-seam fastball has good movement too. Slider and split.
He's limited the Cubs to just 3 hits so far tonight. A long set and the pitch. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count with Happ at the plate. PCA at first, no one out here in the top of the 7th. And now the pitch. Low, so Ian's worked a full count.
And you know the White Sox would like to see him get through this inning and you know, only have to use a bullpen guy or 2 in a ball game like this.
A payoff pitch low, ball 4. So back-to-back walks for the Cubs to begin the top of the 7th. First Crow Armstrong, now Happ. And the Cubs will send a pinch hitter to the plate. Justin Turner will hit for Dansby Swanson here in the 7th. So White Sox pitching coach Ethan Katz goes out to the mound to have a conversation with the starter Hauser.
Yeah, I would anticipate Turner entering the ball game. He's going to hit, obviously, and then he's going to probably move to third, and Brujan will probably go to short and give Dansby the rest of the night off to just kind of give him a little bit of time. He has been playing a lot of baseball.
Walks of Cubs batters, sponsored by It'sNotAGameIllinois.com. Reminder, a walk is free, a DUI is not. Drive sober or get pulled over. We've already seen some big deals around Major League Baseball in the last 24 hours. Arizona trading slugging first baseman Josh Naylor to Seattle. As Turner digs in, righty-righty matchup, Hauser deals. Low and outside, ball 1. Ryan McMahon traded from the Rockies to the Yankees. Left-handed hitting third baseman with an excellent glove. Here comes the 1-0. Turner pops it up behind home plate, out of play.
Yeah, I would think here in the next 3 days it's going to really heat up. You know, once it starts tumbling, you know, and teams start making moves. Yankees made a big move, and Seattle makes a move. Now all of a sudden you're going to start seeing some moves, especially if a pitcher or so goes, and then that's really what's been the hot topic, you know, during this trade deadline.
Turner fouls it away out of play off to the right. 1-2. It's no secret. Cubs looking for pitching.
Yeah, they've been very open about it. They're looking for starting pitcher. Cubs have had, you know, been banged up in that rotation this season from the very start of the year.
Now the pitch. Turner swings and misses. Strike 3. As Hauser gets him with a slider off the outside. 1 away. And that'll bring up Nico Horner. Yeah, you're right. Justin Steele went down early. Colin Ray has done such a good job filling in for the injured Steele, but then the Cubs lost Shota Imanaga for nearly 2 months. Cade Horton came up. He's done well.
Jamison Tyone now. He's been a mainstay in the rotation. He's on the injured list, and Assad also.
Nico Horner hits a pop fly, shallow left center, racing in and making a basket catch. Belti is the left fielder Slater for out number 2. We're in the top of the 7th. It's the White Sox with an 11-0 lead over the Cubs. Cubs have men at first and second here with 2 away. And Reese McGuire 2 up. Yeah, Javier Assad, we haven't even talked about him. He's been out all season with that strained oblique. He's trying to work his way back and will start a rehab assignment next week with AAA Iowa. He's going to be here this weekend in Chicago working out. The pitch. McGuire looks at a ball outside, 1-0. Been a valuable contributor.
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
A short big league career when he's been healthy with the Cubs.
Been very good. Yeah, this is a big blow to the Cubs rotation.
McGuire hits a high fly ball deep right center field. Talkman looks up. It's gone. Reese McGuire puts the Cubs on the board. A 3-run home run against his former team, the White Sox. It's now 11-3 here in the 7th.
Good for McGuire. You know, you keep playing these games. This game has, been an ugly one for the Cubs. But you keep playing, and now McGuire with a big 3-run homer. Big swing of the bat for him. I drive bullet into the bleachers in right center.
A 394-foot drive by McGuire. Exit velocity 106 miles per hour. Vidal Brujan digs in. He swings on drive. One hop base hit into right field. McGuire now with 6 home runs this season. Another hefty home run. Official trash bag of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty strength. That's anything but ordinary. And the RBIs, a reminder, they're RBIs by Cubs batters are sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old. That's going to be all for the starter, Adrian Hauser. White Sox manager Will Venable is going to make a pitching change. Pitching changes by Cubs.
Well, if you look at the infield, they just came out and put, Diamond Dry everywhere except where McKinstry needed it right here.
Wonder when he realized he broke his chain. With an all-star bonus, he can get a new one.
I don't know what is causing this, but we have seen more bats leave players' hands at the plate this year than I'll ever remember.
Line shot. Got a chance. They counted it, though. They did.
7th inning is sponsored by the new Volvo XC90, designed for life. Here's Zach and Coon.
Thank you very much, Judson. The new man on the mound for the White Sox is Tyler Gilbert, a left-hander. He's 4-1 with an ERA of 3 in 26 games this season for the Sox. 11-3 the score. Sox on top of the Cubs, the opener of a 3-game set here on the south side. Michael Busch at the plate. Vidal Brujan at first with 2 away. Gilbert, high leg kick and pitch. Outside, ball 1.
Let's see if the Cubs can keep this thing going. You do some damage here. See if Bushy can do a little something.
Gilbert works his motion and deals. And Busch looks at a strike. A fastball. Right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike. Busch waits. Gilbert delivers. Low and outside. It's 2-1. The hardest working player of the game is brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch. It's an easy one for me tonight for the Cubs. As Busch waits, here's the pitch. Low and outside, 3-1. Got to go with Reese McGuire, right? 2 hits, including a 3-run home run against his former team. McGuire now with 6 homers with the Cubs. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Full count with Busch at the plate.
Yeah, he's looking to launch one there. 3-1 pitch. Got a little fastball on the outside corner. Pulled off it a little, but I like that he's taking a shot on 3-1.
Gilbert works on the extreme first base side of the rubber. Here's the kick and pitch. And a high fly ball hit to deep right center field, but it's playable for Taylor, who makes the catch right along the edge of the track over his shoulder for out number 3. Cubs leave 1 but score 3 on
a sartorial issue here. There's the team name, Chicago Cubs, so it does work.
It's got the right color.
Yeah, it's gray.
Maybe there was something went wrong with his other one.
1-1 to Marte, in the air, right to the guy we just showed you.
One impact driver. The more you boss, the more you feel like a boss.
Bottom of the 7th inning here on the south side of Chicago, Wright Field, and it's been all White Sox so far. 11-3 White Sox. Ryan Brazier now entering the ballgame for the Cubs. Showed him in August, started the game, and really struggled with his command. Just did not have command in the zone. He was down the middle of the plate. White Sox made him pay the price, and that's the score, 11-3. First pitch by Brazier in there for a strike. Brazier enters the ballgame. He is the 4th pitcher for the Cubs tonight. Next pitch inside for a ball. Chase Speedroth, he's had a nice ball game tonight. He homered the very first at bat, second pitch of the game. Almost got hit with the first pitch, second pitch, ended up in the seats. White Sox scored 3 in that inning. This pitch, a little breaking ball up at the top of the zone and away. Counts 1-2. Speedroth, another one of these young White Sox players, has been called up. Collected his first hit July 21st. I take that back. Career best 4-hit game on July 21st. Now Brazier with the 1-2 pitch, and that's another breaking ball down, counts 2-2. Seventh inning stretch just a few minutes ago, and now that was loud. That was very loud. I think there's a few fans on the south side as this was coming right back at us. Zach and Lenny, oh my, DJ, nothing. Not even an effort. Lenny caught it on the third hop. Almost broke their monitor, hit their monitor, and Lenny's holding the ball like he caught it. He did not.
Yeah, our friends in the south, in the Sox radio booth.
That's
E10. Yeah. Wydron swings, and it's a high fly ball right center field. It is playable for Tucker, who makes the catch for out number 1. The first out brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Rahimi and Harris, 10 a.m. to 2 on the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Austin Slater is the batter, and he looks at a ball outside, 1-0. We're laughing here because our good friend Len Casper, who missed the ball in the Sox booth, threw it to some kids in the stands below us as Slater fouls one away, 1-1 to count. White Sox up big, 11-3 over the Cubs here in the opener of this 3-game set on the south side. We're in the last of the 7th. Brazier delivers, low and outside. It's 2-1.
Brazier, another one of those Cubs relievers that has been very good.
And excuse me, check swing, foul ball at the plate.
I didn't know that it hit. guess it hit Slater, too. He fouled it, and then it came off his body. It looked like he just rolled in fair territory, but I guess not. But Brazier, with under a 1 ERA, he has been outstanding in just under 19 innings for the Cubs. That is pretty good.
Guy with championship experience. Here's the pitch. Called, strike 3. As Brazier gets Slater looking with a slider. 2 away.
High slider at the top of the zone. Gets the strikeout.
So 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Coom, Edgar Quero will stand in. He's had a big night, 4 hits, switch hitter batting from the left side and looks at a ball outside from Brazier.
And the Cubs, after last inning, Turner coming into the ballgame, Cubs have made some defensive changes. Turner's at third. Horner now at short. Matty Shaw moves into second base. And Brujan goes in, I believe, to left field.
Yeah, taking over for Ian Happ.
So Happer's out of the game, and so is Dansby Swanson.
Now the 1-1. Carroll fouls it back off the screen. 2 down, bottom 7, 11-3 White Sox. Cade Horton will be on the hill tomorrow night for the Cubs. Aaron Savali will pitch for the White Sox. Brazier's ready. The kick and pitch. Carroll chops it foul off to the right. Scooting out of the way, the White Sox first base coach, Jason Bourgeois. Brazier works in the extreme first base side of the rubber. Here's the pitch. Low and inside, almost hit Carroll. It's 2-2. That was a slider. A long set by Brazier. And now the pitch. A swing and a tap foul at the plate.
Another good slider by Brazier. That one just barely fouled off. Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
And that one is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Brazier gets the Sox to go down in order here in the 7th. We head to the 8th, 11-3.
It is a 1933 Gaudy Babe Ruth card. It is 8.5 PSA. It's graded higher than the one in the Smithsonian.
This card at one point came with a pack or a stick of chewing gum.
This card actually is almost a century old. It was bought for a penny.
So the fact that just the heritage of a card like this is now coming up almost 90 years later into an auction, it's a pretty special moment.
You know, in Boston, every now and then, you'll do those throwback days where you bring out the big baggy jerseys, and the baggier, the better. When I broke into the league, everybody was wearing really baggy pants, and then as the years go along, I started wearing these skinny, mini, tight pants that looked like they were painted on. So by the time I was with Boston, I really wanted to wear the baggier, the better. We just wanted to be flying around in the outfield there, having a good time.
And four-wheel drive, Toyota, let's go places.
Top of the 8th inning here at Wright Field on the south side of Chicago. And this 8th inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids, 877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars Dedicated. Donate your car today. And so far, Z, it has been all White Sox here at right field.
An ugly one for the Cubs tonight. 11-3 White Sox as we begin the 8th inning. The Sox blitzed Shota Imanaga, who had trouble with his control from the get-go. Imanaga didn't make it out of the 4th inning. Gave up 7 runs, all of them earned on 12 hits, 3 of them home runs. And it's been that kind of evening for the Cubs ever since. Here in the opener of this 3-game set. A reminder to stay tuned for the toast of the game presented by Binny's Beverage Depot coming up in the 9th inning with Ron Coomer. There are a whole bunch of defensive changes for the Cubs. We'll get you caught up to date in just a sec as Kyle Tucker will lead things off for the Cubs here in the 8th inning. Tucker is 1 for 3 tonight. Gilbert deals, a bouncing ball hit to first. It is picked up by Sosa, the new first baseman. He steps on the bag and 1 away. The only reason I knew Sosa was playing first base is he's got those neon green shoes and the neon green sleeve.
The field's brighter over there on that side of the field.
So Sosa is at first base.
That's a wow. I don't think Jerry Reinsdorf was thinking quite of that when they came up with this Bulls-style uniform for the White Sox. I'm guessing that wasn't first on the list. You think? Right?
John Birdie at the plate, pinch hitting for Seiya Suzuki, and he takes a strike.
But that's our league now. You know, you have open invite to wear what you want and did different color, shoes and sleeves and all kinds of different things. So
it's good. Kids like it. Baldwin misses outside with a cutter. It's 1-1 with Birdie at the plate. I know you're shaking your head.
Ooh.
Different generation, Coon. Here's the pitch. That's low to Birdie. 2-1. Brooks Baldwin takes over for Mike Tauchman in right field. Josh Rojas is the new second baseman for the White Sox. A one-hopper fielded at short by Mydroth, a couple of steps forward, and his throw to first in time to get Birdie 2 away.
Birdie hits that ball right on the nose, but a one-hopper right at the shortstop. Second out of the inning here in the 8th.
So here comes Pete Crow Armstrong with 2 down. The Cubs cleanup man's 0 for 2 with a walk. Lefty-lefty matchup with Gilbert on the hill, and the pitch. Pulled on the ground, foul off to the right. 0-1. The attendance tonight here at Rate Field on the south side, 38,762. It's time to see how we did with our guesses in the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game as PCA looks at a breaking ball inside. 1-1 the count. The next pitch, pulled deep down the right field line and hooking way foul out of play. That one hit the upper deck.
Yeah, I hit that one a long way. It was a hanging inside breaking ball, and Pete pulled the trigger early and hooked it about 100 feet foul.
1-2. Gilbert puts the ball in the glove, sets up high. The kick and pitch. Crow Armstrong. It's a shallow fly ball to center. Taylor's under it and makes the catch for out number 3. And turns out I was a little bit closer than the rest of you in the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game tonight.
I'm going to throw out a restaurant kitchen term to you, and then hit me with the baseball one. I'll start first.
Okay.
Mise en place.
Oh, mise en place. That is, as the chef, you put all your different ingredients out, kind of before you start cooking, right?
You got it, man. Yeah. That's the most important
That's a tough one. I hear this one a lot because of my name, can of corn.
Easy fly ball.
the dog. Then he looked good. And just followed his pitch all the way. And there he is.
Check out the largest selection of authentic jerseys, caps, hoodies, t-shirts, and more. Visit MLBshop.com for your Chicago Cubs gear and today's special offer. Getting set for the top half of the ninth inning here at Rate Field. White Sox up big, 12-3 over the Cubs. The ninth inning is brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch. Matt Shaw leading things off against the new right-hander on the mound for the Sox, Steven Wilson. High leg kick and pitch, and Shaw looks at a strike, a fastball at 92 miles per hour. 0-1. Shaw's been on a tear since the All-Star break. There's the pitch. And a line drive hit to deep left, racing over Slater. This bangs off the wall. Shaw on his way to second base, a stand-up double. And his hot post-All-Star break continues.
Just misses a home run. This ball hits right off the top of the left field wall. A little breaking ball, middle of the plate at the knees. And Matty hammers this ball to left field.
So here comes Justin Turner for the Cubs. 12-3 White Sox. No one out here in the top of the ninth. Shaw came into play hitting better than .470 over his last 7 games. Wilson looks at second. That's where Shaw is. A long stare down. And now the pitch to Turner. In there for a strike with a breaking ball. A reminder to stay tuned for the Verizon Cubs Radio postgame show coming up with Judson Richards following us. The 0-1 delivery. Turner pops it up on the infield right side. The second baseman Rojas on the dirt makes the catch. 1 away. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Shot second, 1 down, top 9. 12-3 Sox. Nico Horner at the plate. Wilson delivers, and Nico looks at a ball low. So the count is 1-0. We need to think about the toast of the game ball player presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. Binny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. Binny's Beverage Depot. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Nico swings, loops a line drive, base hit into left center field. Shaw stops at third. Cubs have men at the corners with 1 away here in the top of the ninth.
Well, I think we got to go with McGuire, don't we? He's had a really nice day, and he's stepping up to the plate. He's got a couple hits in the game and a big 2-run or 3-run homer. He's accounted for all the runs. He blasts one here. He could account for 6 runs of the Cubs all by himself.
And it always means more when you're taking on a former team, right?
Absolutely.
So Shaw at third, Horner at first. 1 away, top 9. McGuire digs in. Left-handed batter, the right-hander Wilson acknowledges the sign from Caro, works his motion and deals. Low, ball 1.
You think about what Reese has done. You know, he didn't get a lot of at-bats, backup catcher, but probably around 70 at-bats, and he has done some damage as a hitter for the Cubs with 6 bombs.
Wilson is ready. And here comes the pitch. Called strike. Outside corner. Slow moving breaking ball that just clipped the zone. 1-1. They say you never get a second chance to make a first impression. He made quite a first impression in a Cubs uniform. 2 home runs in Cincinnati. The 1-1. Line drive. Base hit in the right. Shaw scores. A 4 RBI night for Reese McGuire, along with 3 hits. RBI single for McGuire. It's now 12-4. Horner stops at second.
Gets a little high heater and just whistles this one in the right. And as you said, Z, 4th RBI of the game. Good swing by McGuire.
So here's Vidal Brujan, switch hitter batting from the left side. With men at first and second and just one away here in the ninth. 12-4 White Sox. The pitch. Brujan. It's a high fly ball, shallow right center. This may drop. It does. Now the Cubs have the bases loaded. The center fielder Taylor was racing in, so was the right fielder Baldwin, and they just kind of looked at each other as the ball dropped in between them.
Yeah, it's one of those plays. Taylor's got to take command of this ball and just go all out and try to catch this ball. He has great speed, and I think he was looking at his right fielder thinking he might have had a chance, and really the ball bounced in front of Taylor. Now the Cubs with the bases loaded and top of the lineup up.
Michael Busch digs in, 0 for 3. Reached base after getting hit by a pitch to start the game. High leg kick and pitch by Wilson. It's low. 1-0 the count.
There is only one out. Cubs need about 3 more hits, just 2 or 3 more extra base hits. Then that'll make it really interesting.
Busch with 20 home runs on the year. Bases loaded, 1 away, and the pitch. Busch swings and taps it foul at the plate. Caro down on all fours. That one got him in a vulnerable spot. Now he stands up, starts jumping up and down. Oh, yeah.
They're going to go out and talk to their catcher and try to give him a little breather. He's scuffling still.
Yeah, that one's got to hurt right in the midsection. So Will Venable and the White Sox trainer taking a look at Caro. He's gotten enough time to recollect himself. And we're ready for the resumption of play. Busch will dig in. Cubs have the bases loaded here in the top of the ninth. They're down 12-4. Just 1 away. 1-1 the count. Busch waits. Wilson looks at second. That's where McGuire is. And now the pitch. Busch pops it up. Left side, foul out of play. 1-2. Horner's at third base, McGuire at second, Brujan at first. Busch at the plate. 1-2 the count. Wilson a long set. And the pitch. Fouled away again by Busch.
Busch had a good swing and a good fastball to hit. Fouled it straight back.
Miami beat Milwaukee earlier today, 5-1. Barring a miracle comeback here tonight, Cubs will stay 1 game back in the NL Central. Here's the pitch. Busch dribbles it up the third base line, and it rolls foul.
Little cute shot right up the end of the bat, and just started squirting up the third base line, and finally the spin takes it foul.
Busch was all the way at first base by the time that dribbled foul. That takes a little something out of you as he heads back to home plate. Taking a deep breath to calm himself down. Bases loaded for the Cubs here in the top of the ninth. 1 down. 12-4 the score. White Sox with the lead. Right-hander Steven Wilson puts the ball in the glove. Sets at the belt. Looks at third, now looks at second. Looks back at third, and he's ready. Here's the pitch. Up high to Busch. 2-2.
Good take by Michael on that fastball up and out over the plate.
Busch digs in. He waits for the 2-2. Here it comes from Wilson. Busch pulls it foul on the ground off to the right. That was a breaking ball by Wilson.
Yeah, good at bat for Bushy here. You know, with the game out of whack a little bit, he's still battling in there. And a chance to drive in some runs here with the bases loaded and only 1 out.
Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. As Wilson gets bushed with a changeup, 2 away.
After a bunch of fastballs up and out over the plate, then goes with the change on 2-2, makes good pitch with it. But right down at the bottom of the zone for strike 3.
The tough play of the game is sponsored by Loyola Medicine. Loyola Medicine defines tough. Kyle Tucker will dig in, representing the Cubs' last chance. 12-4 White Sox, 2 away here in the 9th. Bases loaded. The pitch is off the outside, ball 1. The catch of the game is sponsored by Catch Des Moines. The Iowa State Fair is back August 7th through the 17th. Come home to Fair Sweet Fair and visit iowastatefair.org. I'll give it to Bushy for snacking that.
Go.
Sharply hit ground ball wide of first last inning. Pulled foul by Tucker off to the right. 1-1. A reminder the Cubs' stolen bases are powered by Atturo Tires, Chicago's hometown tire. Find a dealer at Atturo.com. Tucker digs in. Left-handed batter facing the right-hander, Steven Wilson. Now the 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Say this for the Cubs, they make you work.
Yeah, no doubt. They're still grinding the game. I like that. Bushy with a good at-bat right up until the end, and then pretty good pitch to get the punch out.
Wilson is ready. So's Tucker. Here's the pitch. Tucker hits it on the ground, foul off to the right. Cubs down to their last strike. 2-2 the count. The crowd on its feet here at Wright Field. Wilson wants a new baseball, so he gets it. Horner at third, McGuire at second, Brujan at first. Tucker at the plate, 2-2 the count. Top of the 9th, 2 away. Here's the pitch. Low. Tucker's worked a full count. Wilson sets at the belt. He works his motion and deals. Up high, ball 4. It's now 12-5 as Horner scores. Give Tucker an RBI. Terrific plate appearance.
Yeah, and that's one of those pitchers very frustrated. You're in a blowout game and the base is loaded and you walk in a run. You got to throw strikes. And that'll bring out the pitching coach. They have a little conversation, and now White Sox getting another guy up in the bullpen just to make sure, because now you a double and then a bomb, and it's a game again.
It's been the Cubs' MO all season long. I'll make you work until the last out. So a bases loaded walk for Kyle Tucker makes it 12-5 White Sox. RBIs by Cubs batters are sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old. Now John Birdie will dig in. McGuire at third, Brujan at second, Tucker's at first. 2 away, top of the 9th. Birdie grounded out at his first at-bat. He waits. Wilson along set, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball, top of the zone, right along the outside edge. 0-1. Tucker now with 58 RBIs on the year. Wilson is ready. Here comes the 0-1 to Birdie. High and outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's one of those nights, and now that Wilson having trouble throwing strikes, pulling a lot of balls across the zone.
Here's the pitch. That's low and outside. Missed with a breaking ball. 2-1 on Birdie. The crowd's still on its feet here at right field. But as you can hear in the background, not pleased with Wilson at the moment. Birdie waits for the 2-1 delivery. Here it comes. And a ground ball hit to first. Fielded by Sosa. Steps on the bag. And that's the ball game. White Sox take the opener of the South Side edition of the Crosstown Series, beating the Cubs tonight 12-5.
Tough ball game for the Cubs, that's for sure. It's one of those days where, you Shota really had some struggles with his command in the zone, and the White Sox, you got to tip your hat to them. They were banging the ball around the yard all early part of the game, and just one of them nights for the Cubs. Not a good night.
Back with the recap when we come back. All the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Join us for some Cubs talk every morning. Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on The Score.
Hey, baseball fans. Now at Verizon, they're knocking it out of the park with low prices locked in for 3 years guaranteed on my plan. Get a single line for a low price of just $50 a month when you switch and bring your phone on Unlimited Welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. Slide into your local Chicago Verizon store today. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on Unlimited Welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Tired of losing power? Feeling powerless? Call Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, Electric today for a free estimate on a whole home standby generator. Never be without power again. Fully installed systems starting at just $99 a month. Power your sump pump, your fridge, your freezer, your garage doors, your heating and cooling so your home stays safe and comfortable. Four Seasons.
Gosh, we've gone to Sea Dogs games since we were kids.
I've been coming to see the Sea Dogs for the last 30 years. Great experience.
Everybody here is just bends over backwards to help people out and wish the world was like it is right here at the ballpark.
We've always wanted to be more than just a baseball team. We want to be strong, active, contributing members of the community. And I think that effort is seen by the people and the fans, and they want to support that effort.